can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is move my body like this. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is shake my ass like this. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is roll my hips like this. People see me and they wanna be vegan. Eye candy. I love fruits, veggies, beans, grains, nuts and seeds. Plants, foods have all the nutrients our bodies need. My healthy skin glows and
Warning.
my arteries are clean. I'm a lean, mean, vegan love machine. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is move my body like this. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is shake my ass like this. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is roll my hips like this. People see me and they wanna be vegan. Eye candy. You wanna go vegan, don't ya? Yeah, you do. My sexy vegan body mesmerizes you. You wanna be healthy and hot like me. I know I've planted a seed. Now go vegan, smarty. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is move my body like this. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is shake my ass like this. I can make anybody wanna go vegan. All I gotta do is roll my hips like this. People see me and they wanna be vegan. Eye candy. My fingers are bored. They need something to do. What's that? I can tickle you? Yeah! Tickle, 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 tickle. Wow, my friend, that was lots of fun. But now it's time to tickle somebody else. What's that? I can tickle you? Yeah! Tickle, 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 tickle. Wow, my friend, that was lots of fun. But now it's time to tickle somebody else. Who wants to get tickled? Who wants to get tickled? No one? Aww. My fingers are bored. They need something to do. What's that? I can tickle you? Yeah! Tickle, 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 tickle. Wow, my friend, that was lots of fun. But now it's time to tickle somebody else. What's that? I can tickle you? Yeah! Tickle, 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 tickle. Wow, my friend, that was lots of fun. But now it's time to tickle somebody else. Who wants to get tickled? Who wants to get tickled? No one? Aww. My fingers are bored. They need something to do. What's that? I can tickle you? Yeah! Tickle, 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 tickle. 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 Wow, my friend, that was lots of fun. But now it's time to tickle somebody else. What's that? I can tickle you. Yeah! Tickle, 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 tickle. 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 Wow, my friend, that was lots of fun. But now it's time to tickle somebody else. Who wants to get tickled? Who wants to get tickled? No one? Aww. My fingers are bored. They need something to do. What's that? I can tickle you. Yeah! Tickle, 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 tickle. 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 Yeah! Oh. This is a very silly song, you know. Sometimes it's okay to just have fun and have a laugh or two. Tickle, 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 tickle. Okay. Go vegan, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another stream. Oogle74, thanks for subscribing for 8 months, says I'm beginning to regret this sub baby now. Understandable. And Ashy Boo says, Hannah, you look lovely. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Today we're looking at That Vegan Teacher and probably some John Sackers, because he's another vegan activist that I think does a pretty bad job at trying to convince people to be vegan. Before we, get into it, let me be clear, I obviously have nothing against veganism. Baha, my girlfriend, is vegan. Vegan food can be very delicious, like all food. Good stuff. I completely understand the moral reasons for people being vegan, and also health reasons. That's great. My issue is not with veganism. My issue is with the fact that That Vegan Teacher is awful. She's awful! And even Baha agrees. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah. What she's doing and saying is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, Hannah showed me a clip from this video earlier, and I was absolutely just perplexed. I was just like, what the... Like, it doesn't make any sense. And hello, chat. I wanted to say, obviously Hannah is not against veganism.
No.
She had a completely vegan dinner yesterday night that I cooked for us. And it was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Adia Blue says, discomfort. Get used to that feeling. There's going to be a lot of it today. Hello.
Hi.
I gotta turn the video off on this one to make sure it's not inappropriate. John Sackers is usually a little iffy on that.
Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker.
Bye.
Go vegan, motherfucker. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. Go vegan, motherfucker. Mother, 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 motherfucker, fucker, 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 mother, 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 motherfucker, fucker, 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 mother, 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 motherfucker, fucker, 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 go vegan, motherfucker, motherfucker.
Beautiful lyricism. Just putting it out there. I mean, Paul McCartney, John Sackers. Just a little bit better. Towing24 says, that guy totally doesn't have a windowless van with free candy written on the side, only if it's vegan candy. 0M80 with 100 bits says, damn Twitch for not sending a notification. Oh, we're on a hype train. Probably a Lannister with 20 bits says, 16 Leo on YouTube has some great videos on That Vegan Teacher. Oh, good to know. Princess Amelia says, tickle, 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 tickle. Hannah, why did you put this in my head? I'm evil. Obviously. Tell us about vegan dinner. It was garlic bread and spaghetti. It was good. Mitchell Drummer thank you for subscribing for 10 months, says me. These streams over the past 10 months have changed my life so much. Hannah, I don't even know who you are. Star Fox, Mitchell Drummer, I recognize you. You're in a lot of the streams. Storm Fox 999 with a bunch of bits says, I think my life is sad with being 26 with autism and living with my parents. Then I look at Peter believing aliens gave us weed and think that I'm not doing too bad because at least I'm not crazy. That's good. Keep a positive spin on things. Overthought with 25 bits says, Rage Against the Meat. And Dude Spanking Dudes with 20 bits says, you know the term bimbofication? Is turning you veganification. What? Okay. Yeah, we're at 55% of the level 1 hype train. Let me see what else. Do I recognize Halloween Town? Yeah.
Meat away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get those fucking eggs away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get that fucking milk away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get those corpses and secretions away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. I'm a fucking vegan, I'm a fucking vegan, I'm a fucking vegan, vegan. I'm a fucking vegan, I'm a fucking vegan.
Mr. Fred Rogers says those pants. God damn, yeah, he wears really tight pants. Birthday song for straight vegan women.
It's a very special day today. It's a very special day today. Uh-huh. Who's the motherfucking vegan birthday girl? You are.
Baja, I don't know if you're listening, but if you are, I'm gonna sing you this song on your next birthday, okay? Devious Chillster with 100 bits says, I hate. I just hate. You've made me hate. There's a lot of just hate. Why, Hannah?
Who's the motherfucking vegan birthday girl? You
We're at 64% of the level 1 hype train with a minute left.
are. Who's the motherfucking vegan birthday girl? You are. Who's the motherfucking vegan birthday girl? You are. Thank you for being a vegan.
It is a song for straight vegan women, that's true. I gotta modify it for bisexual vegan women.
Thank you for being a vegan superhero. Thank you for
Mr. Fred Rogers, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. Getting us over level 1 hype train. I appreciate that, thank you.
Who is kind to animals everywhere? You are.
Okay, that's enough of Sackers for now. We might come back to him later. But the main reason I wanted to do this today is because I wanted to check in on that vegan teacher. That vegan teacher is, at least to my knowledge, used to be a teacher. Went on TikTok and did TikTok vegan stuff for a while, and then she got banned from TikTok for some of her more questionable takes. For instance, I believe she said something along the lines of, she thinks coming out as LGBT or whatever is selfish, whereas veganism and coming out as a vegan is altruistic. She also used the N-word. So, yeah, she got banned. Fun stuff. Von Tux with 100 bits says, first stream I managed to catch in a while. What do I get? Fucking vegan cringe. Why not? H. Baird, thanks for the bits, says bits for the hype train. Kingdom Reborn 487, gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community, being the absolute VIP. At least for now. Kirthan with 100 bits says, every time this man, Sackers, does something sexual, I gain 500 XP in lesbian. Let's see if we can level you up in lesbian today, okay? So, here's a video she has where she's critiquing Jamie Oliver. Porcelain Giant, thanks for the bits.
Hello students, and welcome back to class. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Whether you've been vegan for a lifetime or just a minute, welcome to the club. We're so glad you're in it. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Everywhere around the world, animals are lining up to thank you for your compassion and for allowing your heart to open up. Welcome to class. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to everybody who is a new vegan. Well, today we're going to be looking at a new student here in class, and somebody told me about him. Apparently his name is Jamie Oliver. Let's go over the criteria for the presentation today. We're looking to make sure that
So this is her shtick, is that she basically, as her persona or whatever, pretends that it's a classroom and that she's teaching these people like they're all kindergartners. I get that that's her thing, but it ends up coming off as incredibly condescending, which is one of the reasons I think she's a pretty bad communicator for vegans. She makes people feel shitty, and I'm not even saying that, like, guilt can't be a tool in convincing people of some moral thing, but the way she does it is so condescending, no one would be receptive to her message. So that's a part of the problem, but also she'll look at videos like this. Jamie Oliver just has, like, a cooking video on some lamb flatbread thing, and she acts as though she gave him an assignment and is now going to grade him based on the guidelines that she has, after the fact, decided this is going to be graded on, even though it's a video that has nothing to do with her. It's just silly, and not in a fun way. Pyromancer says maybe if vegan teacher used dark mode, she'd be a better person. I think so. Probably at least 20% better. Mike Max says, remember Vegan Gains when he said he'd rather kill people or let them die than to kill an animal? I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe I need to look at Vegan Gains. High Temperature says, I'm autistic ace gal and find that your streams and Jake's streams keep me the calmest. Thank you for your service. Well, thanks for watching. I'm glad that they can do something for you positive.
the student talks about the following. Did the student show any vegan cruelty-free products like Beyond Burgers?
By the way, she owns a laminator. Can I point that out? That's a flex. I wish I owned a lamination machine. Don't look at Vegan Gains. Why not?
Soy milk, vegan cheese.
I mean, if he's bad, that's good. That's content, right? Isn't that the point? We don't like vegan teacher either, but I'm covering her.
Or vegan pet food brands during the presentation. We're going to be looking for that. And we're going to be looking also for this. Did the student talk about how cute, innocent baby boy chicks are murdered by being put in giant blenders at birth?
Vegan Gains would routinely threaten to skin people that criticize him? That seems odd. 40 seconds left in the hype train and we're at 44% of level 5. We're so close.
Just because they are considered to be useless in the industry. Did the student talk about how all schools and hospitals should have vegan foods only policies so that everyone can eat them and so that no murder enters these buildings?
I find that interesting that she considers vegan-only options at schools and hospitals, places people don't choose to go. They have to go to school, although it's good if you recognize that school is good for you. But, like, public school, forcing everyone to eat vegan all the time, and a hospital where people probably aren't choosing to be. You go to a hospital because you need help, not because you love the hospital most of the time, unless you have Munchausen's. I don't know if there's a different name for that now. But, oh, we got to level 5, by the way. Thank you, Princess Amelia, for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs and bringing us over the level 5 hype train. Much appreciated. Not cool. People have dietary reasons that they eat things other than vegan. Like, I'm not saying vegan food would hurt the majority of people. It wouldn't. Beyond Burgers are good. There's tons of meat substitutes now that are delicious. The cheese substitutes need work, but, you know, whatever. But No, it's not good policy right now to force people to eat vegan who aren't vegan. That's not going to make people want to be on your side.
I hope that this new student talks about these things, because that would be amazing. Did the student refrain from showing any dead animal products or their secretions during the presentation? And the last one, did the student call out the horrible people who torture mother pigs by shoving them into cages so tight that they can't even turn around?
That's pretty specific. Mike Mack says, Vegan Gains is bad when No Bullshit says he's bad, and No Bullshit hates the gay wedding in Arthur.
Let's see. All right, so let's get right to this. Everybody has got their pages ready. Remember to write the title here of the name of the person whose name is apparently Jamie Oliver. And we're going to write good on this side and bad on this side. And anytime that you see...
Remember when Jamie Oliver made a bunch of kids chicken nuggets in front of them to be like, oh, I'll show these kids that processed chicken nuggets are disgusting, and thought that they'd all be disgusted and not want chicken nuggets anymore? And then once he was done, he was like, who wants chicken nuggets? And they were all like, me. Yeah, chicken nuggets are delicious, Jamie. What do you expect?
Something
She speaks to people as if they're 2 years old. Yeah, it's obnoxious. It's painful.
good or bad, make a check mark if it's good.
Kids love chicken nuggets. I love chicken nuggets. If you knew the amount of chicken nuggets that this street consumes, because I'm including not so much me, I don't really eat, fast food like I used to, but like Jake and Sarah, the amount of chicken nugget consumption that's happening on this street, dozens and dozens of dead chickens a year. It's ridiculous.
And make an X if it's bad.
I agree. Tenders are better than nuggets, but nuggets are pretty good.
All right, let's have a look here. See
I'm a big child. That's true.
how
I'm a big child who pays bills, which honestly is ideal.
Jamie does. Looking forward to this. I hope he has a nice vegan meal for us.
To make the most.
The title of the video is Crispy Lamb Flatbreads, so she obviously knows that this is not going to be vegan.
Delicious crispy lamb flatbreads with a rainbow slaw. We're celebrating leftover lamb. And that
What? What?
I've been getting a lot of trolls lately. I wonder if it's still that Junche guy who's just like still super butthurt. Sure.
Leftover lamb. Leftover.
Who's Junche? Oh, it's like a tanky who has been trolling lately. I don't know if it's the same person who was trolling, but...
It is. They've been, it's like over 25 accounts now that they've been banned.
That's very reasonable and not at all
they
weird
pretended
behavior.
to be me yesterday and you today, so...
H. Baird says, what's funny is that Jamie Oliver did the chicken nugget thing in the UK and the kids were all disgusted. When he did it in the US, the kids all wanted them. USA. USA. The thing is, he probably made the best, most fresh chicken nuggets those kids have ever had. It's just taking the parts of the chicken that you wouldn't normally eat and blending them up into a thing and then frying them. Like, that's economical. He's using more parts of the chicken and not letting them go to waste. I don't know. It's not healthy, but, like, it's chicken nuggets. I don't eat chicken nuggets and think it's healthy. Everything in moderation. Even moderation. He hasn't flamed your PMs, and he did that more than once. He used to do that for me, but not as much now, so who knows.
This lamb was already murdered? And these are more of the lamb's parts?
Yeah, that's what leftovers means. Do you not know what leftovers are?
Oh my goodness. This is not starting off very well. No, 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 no. Jamie. Lamb. Jamie, no, no, no. Your presentation is supposed to be about vegan foods. You're supposed to cook a vegan meal.
No, he didn't know the rules to this, vegan teacher. He's not involved in anything. Why are you framing this as though he is failing, when he's not? He said he's going to make lamb flatbreads, and that's what he's doing.
We are not showing dead lamb.
He is, and also you are, because you chose to play this video. So you're not exactly helping, are you?
No.
Princess Amelia says, please, Hannah, I can't cringe any harder. We're only 25 minutes into the stream. How are you going to last the next 2.5 hours?
Never. We don't burn animals in frying pans.
You do if you want to not get food poisoning. Although you don't want to burn it. You want to cook it.
Lovely. How many times have you worn this shirt? You still have a...
How many times have I worn this shirt? I just grabbed this out of the...
No. I mean, like, in general.
Oh, I don't know.
You still
What?
have a little tag thing on it.
Oh, I don't know. Worn it a lot. Thank you.
Of course.
Use any leftover.
Again! Now it's on a pita bread of some sort?
Now it's on a pita bread. Yeah, yep. That was in the title too. Crispy lamb on flatbreads. You're a teacher, but you can't read.
Okay, I'm fucking vegan, and I know that lamb goes on flatbreads.
Yeah.
Like that's a classic.
Yeah. Mr. Fred Rogers, pita bread, but pita. It's bread that's basically a kill shelter.
No, Jamie.
Pita bread is delicious.
Lambs are innocent animals who didn't want to die. They shouldn't be cut up and put on a dish like this. This is not okay.
Are you more of a fan of like a rack of lamb?
Hey. Students, remember that you are also to be evaluating people, and you will send me your evaluations to my Instagram account, which is That Vegan Teacher Miss Katie for Instagram. Take a picture of your page like this and send it to me after. We're going to see how well you guys do at evaluating.
See, this is what I'm saying. This channel isn't... She claims it's about, like, converting people to veganism and getting them to go vegan. Which, you know, admirable goal. I'm not a vegan, but I understand it. Okay? But that's not what she's doing. This channel is not about actually making people vegan. It's about self-congratulating because you are vegan and feeling better than other people because of it, right? She's, like, giving a homework assignment to her audience to go watch cooking videos of other random people and write down all the things they think they did bad on because they're not vegans. Like, yeah, they're not vegan. If you want them to be vegan, then, like, have an actual, honest, non-condescending conversation with those people about the ethical and health reasons that it's the better choice.
I don't think she physically can
I guess not.
do an honest conversation.
I can't even imagine how frustrating she must have been as a teacher, like a real teacher.
Because she's not being honest. Like, people that are vegan, like, she's pretending like she has never eaten meat. She's been vegan as long as I've been vegan. Like, I don't remember what meat tastes like very much anymore, but I used to eat it, and I used to enjoy it. Like, I didn't like bacon, and I didn't like pork unless it was pork chops. But, like, I ate beef, and I definitely ate a lot of chicken, and I enjoyed it. And just because I don't eat it anymore, I'm sure that if I had to, it would probably make me sick, but I don't think that it would taste bad. Like, sure, I think it smells bad now, but, like, I'm being honest about it.
Yeah.
Like, I eat meat substitutes because I like the way the meat substitutes taste.
Puka the Duka says, to be fair, those lambs were probably dicks. Are lambs known to be dicks?
The roasted
Some of
meat.
them have dicks.
I mean, I suppose that's true.
So let's do this. We've got 150 grams of self-raising flour. Into this, we're going to add a good pinch of sea salt, and then go...
Colston says, I bet this lady believed in the Dr. Sebi BS. Baha?
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't know who Dr. Sebi is either.
Go in with about 110 milliliters of cold water. I'm going to use a fork in a little bowl to mix this up. And if the dough is just a little bit too wet, you can add some flour. If it's a bit too dry,
She needs to get headphones or something, or like AirPods. It sounds like she's both playing the video in some kind of like Streamlabs OBS setup, but also playing it physically and her microphone
Ugh.
is picking it up, which is giving it like an echo effect, a very slight one. Like she tried to sync them up, but they're just off enough, and I hate that.
Yeah, same.
I've done that before too, in fairness. It's usually a move made out of laziness. Not while streaming, but like years ago on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you don't want to take the time to actually cut specific parts off specific audio tracks.
You can add a little bit more water. So move the bowl around. You can see it going from
Love you too.
kind of little slurry to a light dough. At that point, we can go from using the fork to using our
Mike
hands.
Max
What we
says,
want
is
is a
she
nice,
malnourished?
pliable, elastic,
I don't
soft dough.
know if she's
And I'll just give it a
malnourished.
nice
I
little
wouldn't
knead
be
like
able
that.
to make
right?
that
It's nice and
claim,
smooth.
but
And I can just leave that
I
here
know
now.
that when I went vegan, I had a really hard time getting enough fat, which is super necessary. I have no idea what's on my shirt. I just grabbed this out of Hannah's closet.
I think it's a Mr. Robot thing. I got it in a loot crate years ago.
But yeah, so getting fats, like not trans fats, because those aren't healthy, and not a ton of saturated fats, but you still need some saturated fats. But like, I just wasn't getting enough, and I dropped a bunch of weight super, super quickly, and it was really unhealthy just because I wasn't getting, like, I used to get all of my fat from eating meat or like milk-based things, or, you know, things with cream and stuff. And so now, like, I'm at a very healthy weight. I did fantastic at getting to a healthy weight and maintaining that healthy weight, and it's just something that you have to watch for. And I assume that she, you know, doesn't look like she has a ton of fat. I don't know how tall she is. I don't know how much she weighs. I'm not making a thing about that, but it could be that maybe she isn't getting enough fats in her diet.
Hot Bees with 100 bits says, first time catching Baja on a live stream.
Well, hello, Hot Bees.
The rest, while I show you the principles.
All right. Well, this is good so far. We're seeing some vegan foods, but we're still looking for the criteria.
I want her to watch a Michaela Peterson. Does Michaela Peterson make videos? Hold on.
I hope not.
Let me look. Carnivore diet. I know she's been on other YouTube channels and stuff talking about it. Peterson. Jordan Peterson's daughter, Michaela Peterson, does like a carnivore diet where it's basically the opposite of veganism, where she only eats red meat. Maybe it's not even red meat. Maybe it's just all meat. But I really want to see that vegan teacher cover her.
Here, don't forget, we are looking for the criteria of the cards that I wrote up here.
Baja with the facts as always. Yeah.
Did the student call out the meat industry?
Just meat, water, and salt? Yikes.
Is the student refraining from showing dead animals?
Joe Rogan did her diet and nearly shit himself to death. That must have been weird, having all the shit coming out of the back end of him instead of the front. MMO Addicted says, my dog just puked up a bird. She hunted down and killed and devoured a bird in the yard. How the fuck? That's not very vegan of your dog. Mike Max says, the Ron Swanson diet.
Unfortunately, that's already happened. That's not okay. But good, we have here some different vegetables. So let's give Jamie one good check mark for all of the different vegetables that we're seeing. These are great vegan foods. We have some carrots there.
Wait, do you get points just for eating vegetables? Because most people who aren't vegan still eat vegetables. They aren't Michaela Peterson. Towing24 says, this is baby's first malignant narcissism.
There, an onion, some lettuce.
What?
That's good.
Jamie Oliver showed vegetables, and she's like, yay, you get a point for including vegetables in your dish. And it's like, yeah, most people use vegetables even if they eat animal protein.
Flour is vegan?
Can you bring me, like a lotion or something? My hands are really dry. Oh, is this that?
It's like shea butter.
Okay. Thanks. Mike Max says, shirt? Are you talking about her shirt? Yes, she made her own shirt. Bet her shit won't help her in the wild. I think that's a bad argument. She's not going to be in the wild.
Beautiful rainbow slaw. And this is a great opportunity to talk through how quick and brilliant a little box grater slaw can be. Any leftover veggies that are crunchy, you can celebrate and use. There's things like carrots. I go to this thick side of a box grater and I try and do long strokes. You really don't need much of each vegetable. Bit of white cabbage, bit of red cabbage, fennel, bit of posher, but really nice, crunchy, aniseed, little bit of radish. Okay, so we have our box grater slaw. What a celebration of colour. So to make that really sing, we're going to hit this hard with lemon juice, a little herb like mint.
Bonk,
We'll
chat.
hit it up with some
Bonk.
salt. If you want to give it a little kiss of olive oil, you can. And I won't toss that until the last minute. Now, pan is hot, slaw is done, dough is done. This is super quick stuff, guys. Just take a little bit of extra flour and we'll just dust it lightly like that. So what I want to do is roll this out with a rolling pin, about kind of a centimetre, half a centimetre thick. I quite like
I don't understand this question.
really feel that.
Mike Mack says, do I think vegan will prevent animals from eating other animals or not? Being vegan isn't about other animals, it's about yourself. And, I mean, it is about not eating other animals and their animal products, but, like, it's not supposed to do anything to other animals. And if you have pets, you should feed them appropriate food. Like, cats are obligate carnivores, you should probably be feeding your dog something with animal protein. Von Tuck says, Rogan knew the results of the all-meat diet. Why did he want to try that? He really is a moron. And then there's a link, I assume, to his shit. And then MMO Addicted says, oh my god, if that makes her a murderer, let's not talk about the mole genocide of 2015. There were moles in my yard only once. Then my dog dug up all of them and murdered them in cold blood. I arranged for someone to catch and release them in nature during the day and got back to a bloodbath. Yikes. And then Mike Mack says, vegan lion said otherwise and he didn't last long.
You're on this carnivore diet
Yes.
now.
Well, the worst response, I think we're allergic to, or allergic, whatever the hell this is, having
Oh, salt lamp.
an inflammatory response to something called sulfites. And we had some apple cider that had sulfites in it, and that was really
Oh, this is the time he thought that an apple cider ruined a whole month of his life when he was really probably dealing with his benzo addiction.
not good. Like,
Or other anxiety-related issues that ended up getting him on the benzos.
I was done for a month. That was the first time I talked to Sam Harris.
You were done for a month.
Oh, yeah, it took me out for a month. It was awful.
Really?
Yeah, yes, but it was
Just physical.
Oh, Jesus, I was so dead. But
So,
I didn't want to not do it because
Apple cider. Like, what was it
sulfites
doing?
in it.
What was it doing to you?
Oh, it produced an overwhelming sense of impending doom. And I seriously been overwhelming. Like, there's no way I could have lived like that if that would have lasted for... See, Michaela knew by that point that it would probably only last a month, and I was like,
A month?
Yeah,
From
a month.
fucking cider.
oh, I didn't sleep that month. I didn't sleep for 25 days.
The world record for longest time without sleeping is 11 days. For the record.
I didn't sleep
What?
at all. I didn't sleep at all for 25 days.
How is that possible? That should
I'll tell
kill
you how it's possible. You lay in bed, frozen in something approximating terror for 8 hours, and then you get up.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, not
And
good.
this is
So
from fucking cider. From cider.
that's what we thought, yeah. I mean, look, again, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, this is all a mystery to me.
Jesus Christ. Jordan Peterson's so dumb.
Pan, so we'll go quite wide. This pan is very hot, and I'm just going to literally pick it up and I'm going to put it straight into there dry. Like that. Push it out to the edges and just let the heat do its thing. All these little bubbles here, that's texture, and that's going to soak up flavour and all sorts of gorgeous things. So give that 30 more seconds while I cut up.
I don't think I've seen Jamie Oliver in about 10 years, and it's weird looking at him being this much older all of a sudden.
The lamb here. Now, there's something beautiful about...
Oh no, not again. Jamie, you were
That lamb honestly looks friggin' delicious, though. Lamb is so good.
doing so well. You were showing how to make a flatbread. You were showing how to grate these vegetables. Jamie, no. You're cutting an animal.
It's a lamb dish! Guess what? The animal's already dead, lady. Cutting it isn't making it any more or less dead than it already is. Sky Comet Fallen says he needs a psychiatrist really badly. He does.
That is somebody's baby.
No. The older lamb probably died too.
This is completely unacceptable.
Leftover meat that is really, really...
That is somebody's muscles, Jamie.
I think Jamie Oliver knows where food comes from. Meat, specifically.
divine. You get that extra flavour. I'm just going to cut it up badly, like what?
No! No, Jamie, we don't talk about cutting up baby animals.
He does if the video is about preparing lamb.
Do you not know what you're doing?
Oh, he knows. Again, if you want to convince people of veganism, then you need to meet them on their level in terms of where they see the ethics of eating animals. Just going to them and being like, oh my god, do you know what you're doing? That's not going to convince them, because if they're an adult person, they definitely already know that their food comes from animals. They know what they're doing. They just have a difference with you of how they view animals and the treatment of them, right? So if you actually want to try and convince someone else that veganism or vegetarianism is the way to go, then you need to sort of meet halfway somewhere and have a discussion and not just be like, oh my gosh, do you know what you're doing? Because that's not how they see it. That's not how most people see eating meat.
Jamie, these are lambs. Lambs are sentient beings.
Yes.
They have eyes and ears like we do. They don't want to be hurt. They want to play outside. They don't want to be...
You got a kitten? Let's see the kitten. That's an adorable kitten. Congratulations. Sky Comet Fallen says if you want to convince people of veganism, you need to not act like a lunatic. That would help.
be murdered.
Lamb. See, I get both when I Google lamb. Lamb chops and actual lambs that are still alive. Again, this is what I'm saying, though, to people like her. I am an adult. I know if I'm eating lamb, I know where it comes from. If I'm eating a burger and it's beef, I know where that beef comes from. If I'm eating chicken, I know where that comes from. This is not how you convince someone not to eat meat anymore. You need more than just being disgusted, because if that person's not disgusted, then you need to explain to them why they should be, not just being like, you should be disgusted. They're not. Say something substantive. Citosaurus says, watching yesterday's VOD and seeing you react to seeing Bob on Dr. Phil sent me over the edge. I couldn't stop laughing for like 5 minutes. I just kept going, oh my god, it's Bob. Oh my god, it's Bob. Is it Jezebel? So yeah, thanks for the giggles. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
They don't want to end up on a plate somewhere. No, this is wrong. It is wrong what you're doing.
Right, so I'll put
Mr. Fred Rogers says, honestly, I know that vegans have the moral high ground over me. When I hear people like this lady being condescending and pompous, it just makes me want to eat meat in front of them. It doesn't make me want to eat meat. Like, I'm not vindictive like that. I wouldn't, you know, whatever. But it certainly doesn't make me want to be vegan. It's just not convincing. It just makes me roll my eyes.
back on this little plate. Now what I
No,
wanna do-
Jamie. We don't put...
Like, if you want to convince people, you got incremental, I think would be a pragmatic way, right? You could always go the shock route and show them something like the movie, oh gosh, what's it called? Earthlings, or one of those shock movies about horrible animal treatment. But I think starting with just like, hey, do you know how bad factory farming is? Do you know the conditions that these animals are treated in? Start with, hey, the way that we treat animals on a mass scale when we're trying to supply meat to the globe on an industrial scale, pretty messed up, right? And then you move from that to maybe like, hey, maybe reduce meat consumption, so we're kind of like lessening the stress on the system and making it less, something like that. Maybe do Instead of normal burgers, maybe, you know, every once in a while when you're doing them, do Beyond Burgers and introduce them to meat substitutes and stuff like that. You don't want to go the route of just, I am morally indignant at what you're doing, even if you are, and I completely understand that vegans are. I'm not trying to dismiss those feelings, because of course you feel that way, right? I understand that. But you need to be pragmatic about how you go about these things. You can't just say eating meat is wrong. You need to convince people in a positive way by saying things like, vegan food is delicious. Here is delicious vegan food. Here are meat substitutes that are just as good as the real thing or close to it. And here are the benefits of, you know, doing whatever. I know I read a study the other day, too, where they did menus for a restaurant for like their Beyond Burgers or something similar, and they found that they sold more when the menu highlighted social benefits in terms of like help reduce, you know, greenhouse gases or whatever, which I don't even know the overall impact of like Beyond Meat, but I know that the meat industry itself, lots of energy and stuff goes into it. When they put that on the menu as opposed to talking about the taste, they actually sold more. So I think selling veganism or vegetarianism to people is like, hey, the environment is fucked. We need to start at least doing some meat replacement so we're not, you know, putting such a strain on the environment. That might be an avenue to go down, but she's doing none of this. She's just like, ew. It's not an argument. Pyromancer says, it's like being the edgy atheist trying to convince believers. Yeah. Specifically, it'd be like, how do I put this? It'd be like being the edgy atheist and going up to a church or something, or going up to a believer with a cross necklace or whatever, and being like, hi, nice to meet you. Do you believe in the flying spaghetti monster? You believe in a magical imaginary man in the sky? You idiot. Like, it's not... You're gonna make someone defensive. That's not the way to do it, regardless of how you actually feel about it.
The problem with her content is there's a couple problems with her content. So she's making content for herself and other vegans, and trying to pass it off, and probably actually thinks that she is making it to change people's minds. But she's really just, you know, self-flagellating. She's like, look at how much better I am than all of these people that aren't vegan.
That's the opposite of self-flagellating. Self-congratulating.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But, so, she's like, look at how much better we are. We're gonna rate all of these people. And it's like, okay, these people aren't trying to be vegan. And you're not giving them reasons to be vegan.
Yeah.
You're not giving them alternatives. You're not saying, hey, you don't have to do all of this. Like, I'm 100% vegan. I don't eat meat products. I don't eat animal byproducts. I don't wear leather. Like, you know, I'm fully vegan. As close as I can be. Because, like, medications are always going to be tested on animals. And, you know, there are certain medications that only, like, contain animal products, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And if I'm dead, then I can't be vegan, so I take the medication because I'm not stupid. But she's just like, she's not telling people, okay, we can reduce harm. She thinks that people need to fully cut everything out of their diet. And that's not feasible for most people. Like, I started by going, like, 90% vegan.
Were you a vegetarian? I forget. Were you a vegetarian first, and then I know you never really did cheese and stuff anyway, but like...
Yeah, so I was vegetarian for health reasons, because I kept getting kidney stones, and they did tests and figured out it would probably be animal protein, because the rest of everything else we had tested and ruled out. So I became vegetarian. I was already lactose intolerant, and I hated the taste of eggs and cheese always.
Sure.
So I was mostly vegan at that point anyway. So basically, I was like, I'm gonna do vegan whenever I cook for myself. But like out, I would, I would be, I would do vegetarian. But anyway, so she's not giving people resources. She's not giving people, like, reasons. She's just saying, ha ha ha, look at all the non-vegans.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, and it doesn't matter. Some people, no matter what you tell them, they're not gonna reduce their animal consumption, or they're not gonna go vegan or whatever. And that's fine. Like, all you can do is inform people of the harms that you think are being done, and maybe they'll change. Like, some people do meatless Mondays, and I think that that's wonderful. Some people stop doing dairy, and I think that that's wonderful. Like, it's just stupid.
It seems to me that getting a ton of people to make little concessions like that over time has a greater potential for impact than just telling everyone you need to all go vegan immediately. Because people aren't receptive to that kind of messaging. But people are willing to say, okay, let's dial it back, less meat, let's substitute a couple meals a week with vegan stuff, or, meat substitute. That seems feasible to people, as opposed to just saying, this second you need to cut out all these things from your diet and never eat them again, and if you don't, you're basically a serial killer.
And that was that's stupid, because that's what I did when I became vegetarian. Like, I never ate eggs, I never ate cheese, I always hated it. And so when I became vegetarian, I was not getting any fat. Like, you have to purposely seek out things that have, plant-based oils and stuff, like vegetable oil, because a lot of things are fat-free, because we've demonized fats when it should really be sugar that we demonize. Sugar is in everything, and that's the thing that's causing problems with obesity. And
too loud. There you go. That's a good distance.
So that's what causes problems with obesity, is all of the sugar added to things. Not fat, but people demonized fat, and they were like, okay, we'll make everything low fat. And so even the stuff that's like vegan, it's low fat, which doesn't make any sense, because you need fat. Like, you need fats for your body to function.
But we have to demonize fat, because if we demonize sugar, then we'd have to stop subsidizing so much corn. I need that sweet, sweet corn syrup.
Yeah.
Corn subsidies.
I mean, yeah, of course fat is bad. If you eat too much fat, it's bad. If you eat trans fats, those are bad. Partially hydrogenated oils, or fully hydrogenated oils, like, those ones are super hard on your arteries. Anything that is solid at room temperature, like coconut oil, high in saturated fats, those, it's, solid at room temperature. It can build up in your arteries more often. But, like, unsaturated fats, like, you need fat. Like, you need it. You need it for your brain to function. And this is just my rant, because I went full force vegetarian overnight. Like, overnight. And I did not think about the fact that I would not be getting the things that I needed, like fat. Everything else was fine with me. Like, I can take a vitamin to get B12. That's fine with me. If I wanted to, I could put nutritional yeast on fucking everything and get B12. That's fine. I can get calcium and vitamin D from plant-based milks, because cow's milk is fortified with calcium and vitamin D anyway. So is plant milk. It's the same. They have the same amount. But, like, I wasn't thinking about the fats. So, it's not healthy to tell people, okay, switch your diet overnight, because if you don't, you're this genocidal maniac and you're causing billions of sentient beings to suffer. It's like, that's not healthy. Like, some people need to do things gradually. Like, I probably should have done things gradually. I should have figured out, okay, I need to make sure purposely that I eat fats. So now I make sure that I cook things in canola oil. It's high in vitamin E. It's unsaturated fats. Like, if you do it at a healthy amount, then you're good.
Pyromancer says it's like the... Oh, no, read that one, sorry. Felix Night Owl says, do you think if there were another animal competing with humans for being at the top of the food chain that more people would be vegan? That is such a hypothetical. I have absolutely no idea how to even address that.
Don't even understand.
We're not
why
even...
that would...
We produce our own food by breeding animals now. We are well beyond any sort of competitive food chain thing, so I guess I don't understand. If someone were to compete with us, if there was some other hominid or something, they'd probably also be breeding whatever food they ate or growing it or whatever. Devious Chilster says, my confusion is, does she think this works? She thinks meat eaters are like serial killers, so let's take it to its conclusions. Go to a serial killer and say, hey, murder is wrong. That's not gonna work. Yeah, that's a good point. If you think these people are that bad, they're not gonna care, right? Wing the Ultimate Nug says, the number one reason I'm not fully vegetarian is because plants are ridiculously expensive and sometimes it's cheaper to get a shit ton of fast food meat. I don't know about that. Mike Mack says, remember the Jubilee video on vegan? Because, like, how do I put this? Like, fast food might feel cheap and convenient, but really you're spending like $5 to $10 on one meal, whereas if you were to go buy a bunch of vegetables and make like a bunch of roasted vegetables or make a meal out of them, you could get probably a decent number of meals out of the same amount of money? I don't know. Of course, there's the time, aspect, but...
Yeah. There's so much that goes into being able to be vegan. You have to have number one, you have to have been educated on, the bad things that happen in, like, the meat and dairy industry. You also have to be financially able to be vegan.
Yeah.
And you have to be in an area that has grocery stores where you can be vegan. There are food deserts. There's cities that just don't have grocery stores within the city limits. Like, I grew up in Flint. My family still lives there. All of the grocery stores are outside of Flint. They're either in Flint Township or they're in Burton. Like, it takes a really hard amount of planning and trial and error to be vegan. And it's stupid to think that everybody can do it, and it's stupid to think that everybody can do it all of the time.
MMO Addicted says, factory farming pisses me off both on moral grounds and it makes shit taste worse. I've kept my own chicken coop for years, decades if you include the time my grandma had it. The flavor of the eggs is so different. I'm sorry to use vegan teacher's nomenclature for the flavor of the secretions. Felix Night Owl says, a good movie for the horrors of factory farming is Eating Animals with that woman that played Padme in Star Wars. It's pretty gross, I imagine, so...
There's some movies out there that,
Earthlings, I know, is one that I already mentioned.
Yeah, but some of
Walking
those,
Phoenix.
I think, it might be Forks Over Knives, or it might be, I know Cowspiracy makes some claims that have been debunked. Like, they completely get some percentages wrong with the amount of CO2 and, like, greenhouse gases that are made by the animal agriculture. Like, completely inflated. I think that they say something like 30% of the greenhouse gases are from animal agriculture, when it's something like 1% or less than 1%.
Von Tuck says, I have the opposite of a kitten. He's also not vegan. Cute. Winter O'Hare says, I'm not full vegetarian, but I drastically cut back on meat consumption because someone convinced me just to try it out a little. I didn't really notice how little I missed most meat, save for occasional cravings. Well, that's good.
That's fantastic.
Blackwing Hecate says, did cheese makes it sound like a drug. I love it. I am addicted to cheese. I have a chemical dependence on cheese.
Yeah, sure.
If I don't get cheese, I'll go into convulsions.
Someone asked how I feel about vintage or like recycled leather. I'm fine with that. I have a leather computer bag that I got before I was vegan, and I have a leather backpack that I got before I was vegan. Like, you know, I don't buy anything new leather anymore. I probably wouldn't buy anything from a thrift store that was leather either. Just because I don't like thinking about it. Like, I'm wearing this leather jacket. I don't like thinking about it. So I do pleather. And yeah, it is not as hardy and durable as leather. If you're like a firefighter, you need leather stuff. Like, you can't do pleather. It melts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my dad told me a story about someone that their car caught on fire after a crash, and they couldn't get him out because he was pinned, and they were like asking people, do you have any leather, like, to drape over the person? And it's just like, there are things that you need things for.
Blackwing Hecate says, if fat-grown meat existed, I'd 100% switch to that. I agree. I'd eat lab-grown meat, mostly because of the ethical stuff. I'm saying a lot, sorry. Von Tuck says, thank you for dating a PhD science lady. Nice to hear from someone who understands what she's talking about.
Thank you.
What else do we have? Devious. Nope. One Chubba Hubba says, I went vegan overnight. I already gave up eggs and dairy, and I didn't really like most meats. I'm also deathly allergic to shellfish. I love produce, so it was super easy. Well, good for you.
Congratulations. I'm glad that worked for you.
Alpha Mariox says, building habits is normally a slow process, since your body needs to get used to newer sensations, whether it's exercise, food, or whatever. Yeah. Devious Chilster says, it's also, like, literally impossible to be vegan in a southern state like Arkansas, where I live, unless you want to be treated like a pariah. Yeah, the people who think vegans are weirdos.
Yeah.
MMO Addicted says, also, chickens are derpy little dinosaurs who are just adorable. Why would you want to cage the descendant of the great T-Rex? Let them run around on some grass. Devious Childer says, also, if I'm real honest, a lot of people I see doing vegan diets don't actually care and are doing, sorry for using a chud term, but virtue signaling? I don't know if I agree with that. And it's obvious that they're doing so. It's not that they care about animals because they're still shit to animals, but the fact that they can say they're good to animals. Example, all of PETA. I think PETA, the people in the actual organization, are probably just wacky. I don't know about calling them virtue signaling. I don't think that's the case.
I mean, there are a lot of people that say that they're vegan just to, like, you know, sell their content. Like,
sure.
There are a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm vegan, look at what I'm doing, and it ends up that they weren't actually ever vegan, or they stopped being vegan because they weren't doing it properly. Like, it is important.
Nick Ocado.
Yeah. If you're gonna be vegan, for whatever reasons, it is very important to, it's very important to do it healthy and safely. Like, I got, because I was stupid and didn't take, you know, supplements or worry about my B12, I did get super low in B12. And I had, like, B12 deficient anemia. So it was to the point where I had to give myself B12 shots every single day for a month, and then after that I had to do it weekly for a couple months. Like, my B12 was very, very, very low. Now I can maintain that and have maintained my B12 with supplements. And I know that there are, vitamins and stuff that aren't regulated. But if you get them from the proper places, if you're not buying your supplements from, like, MLMs and shit, there are ones that you can find that have gone through independent testing to verify that they are what they are, and if your body is able to process it, then it will be fine. So, like, I take magnesium, B12, calcium, and vitamin D. And this is just what I do. These are not health recommendations. My only, this is me saying, do your research, be healthy about it, keep track of what you're doing. I'm not saying keep track of calories, but make sure that you're getting the nutrients that you need. Plan your meals so that you're getting the nutrients that you need. Protein, I have never had a problem with getting enough protein.
There are apps that let you track your, like, macronutrients and stuff, too, to help make sure you're staying on track. I know, like, the app I use, I do calorie counting, and they allow for macronutrients, but you gotta buy a subscription, but I'd imagine there are apps that let you do it for free.
I use Chronometer, so if I ever start feeling lethargic, I always think, okay, maybe I haven't been eating enough of something throughout my week. And so I will just, randomly, if I start feeling lethargic or whatever, I'll start keeping track of my nutrients that I'm eating to make sure that it's not something from my diet.
Devious Chilster says $1 worth of shame bits, but yeah, virtue signaling wasn't exactly the best term. What Baha was saying is basically more what I was getting at, except the advice. She's smarter than me for that stuff. She's smarter than most people. She's very smart.
Stop that.
Okay. Anything else before I see what the next dumb thing she's gonna say is? Okay. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Lambs on plate.
You're my favorite.
Jamie, your presentation here today was supposed to be to talk about how the meat, dairy, and egg industries do not belong anywhere.
Okay, except it wasn't. His video was how to make crispy lamb flatbreads, and he did that. And then you were coming in after the fact and being like, I think this video should have been about veganism, even though it's not.
Okay.
You sound like an idiot.
100,000%. I have seen Jamie Oliver do a plant-based meal before.
Let me see if I can...
Why wouldn't she look that up? Like, she went into this specifically to mess with...
Vegan chocolate pots, Jamie Oliver. How to make mushroom stroganoff, which I believe is also, it says veg at the end.
It looks
so
like
probably...
he has an entire book called Veg.
Yep. Veg 3 ways. Healthy and delicious meat-free meals. Veggie spaghetti bolognese. Like, just saying, he's got stuff out there if you want meat-free.
Yeah, it's frustrating because she is going into this like, you didn't do X, Y, and Z. It's like, lady, that's not the point.
Ha! Gay!
True. Yeah, scaring away allies because you are doing purity tests on them is not great. If there are celebrity chefs out there who are sharing vegan or vegetarian meals with their audience, that's a good thing for the vegan or vegetarian community as a whole. Think that'd be pretty simple to understand.
Like, I think that Gordon Ramsay used to be, not super big on the whole vegan stuff, but I think that, he's opened up to it more. He had vegan food that was good, and I think that it changed his opinion. Like, there are always gonna be people that people go vegan for different ways, for different reasons. People do things for different reasons in general. Like, you need to actually talk to people specifically.
MMO Addicted says, Jesus Christ, people, I can only take so much wholesome, healthy relationships. I need to keep my thick skin for a living. The hard life in Poland is a family where I know for a fact someone plotted to out me to my grandparents and then have me committed. Jokes aside, I'm so happy you two are happy. Also, I have a vegetarian lasagna recipe I may share with y'all sometime. Cool. Mike Mack says, I remember when people found out that a Lone Star tick bite can make people be allergic to meat.
Red meat, specifically.
Interesting.
Yeah, it causes your body to freak out.
Like, permanently?
Yes, permanently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Towing24 says, purity test BS like this is how people like Glenn Greenwald and Ryan Knight helped Donald Trump get elected in 2016. I
hate purity culture in general. Like, it's absolutely exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, everybody does shit that is, hypocritical or whatever. Like, I am not the perfect vegan. Guess what? I kill animals as a job. I work in a lab that studies embryology and stem cell development.
Hydrate.
I have to kill mice to do that
Don't
work.
pound on this.
I have to do that. It's my job. I am doing science. I am understanding how to treat people. I am understanding what can go wrong in early pregnancy that it doesn't allow for, like, embryo implantation. Like, I'm doing work. It's stuff that has to be done. I have had this conversation with so many people. I cried. I sobbed on this stream one time, which is now lost to the universe because I made Hannah delete it. Because someone said, yeah, you're right, you're not a real vegan. And, like, I do everything possible. I drive a fully electric fucking car. I do everything I can to limit the harm that I'm doing to the earth in general. That includes animals.
There in our videos. This is That Vegan Teacher's School. This presentation is unacceptable.
He did not consent to being a part of your stupid YouTube channel. He's not obligated to follow your rules. Nikoa Sume says, hey Baja, I really like science, but I'm dumb. Any advice?
Yes. So my advice is, it is 1,000% okay to not be the smartest or even average in school or whatever. You can still do science. You can still be a scientist. I was accepted to grad school even though I didn't meet the what they were looking for in terms of the graduate readiness exam. If you want to pursue science, find the one that you enjoy the most. I recommend if you take a class and you know that you love the subject but you struggle with it, I would find a tutor. I would discuss with my classmates. I would do my best to try and get a base understanding of the material. I was very lucky. Genetics clicked with me very quickly. So that's what my degree is in. But I was definitely like a middle ground student. Everybody thinks that you have to be super, super, super smart to do science, and that's not the case. Like, I can't do math for shit. I use one equation. That's C1 times V1 equals C2 times V2. That is all I use. And that's okay. Like, you can succeed even if you are not the best student, especially since tests and standardized tests like the ACT, the SAT, those things do not show how smart you are. Definitely just find the science that you like and tell yourself that you're going to pursue it even if it means failure, right? Like, and it's important to ask for help. I went through all of college. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask questions. I just did it. And that was very stupid of me. And now in grad school, I had to learn how to ask questions. I had to learn how to ask for help, because that's why you're a student. You're a student because you don't know. That's the point.
Bellstar says it's almost like we have to take things apart to learn how they work, and better mice than people. Also, Eevee gang rise up. One Chubba Hubba says, Baha, what you're doing is necessary to minimize harm and suffering. That's vegan. Profane Priestess says, Baha, I wanted to say something you once said. Something you once said gave me the confidence to commit to going back to school and attempt a bachelor's, maybe a postgraduate, so thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I might actually cry.
Von Tuck says, if purity testing and chastity, or rather chasing away allies, is bad, then how do you explain the glorious success of the left with the installation of our glorious leader, Joe Biden, the ultra-communist woke warlord? True.
You automatically fail if you show any dead animals. You know that. I have told you that before. Your responsibility in this presentation is to talk about the information on these cards here.
Say one more thing.
You're
Sure.
Also, if anybody is working on going to college right now, I highly recommend go to a community college if you can, to get your gen eds done, and then you can go to your dream school, unless you get like an outright full-on scholarship. It will save you so much money, and you still get the same education doing your gen eds at a community college. So I highly recommend that. And oh gosh, what am I trying to say? It doesn't matter how long it takes you. Even if you're just a part-time student for like 10 years, it doesn't matter. You still did it. You still did the degree. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You can always go back to school. It might take a little bit of practice, because we all do K through 12, and then some people wait to go to college, some people go straight to college. If you go straight to college from K through 12, you're already in that mindset of learning and regurgitating information. If you stop, you have to get back into the practice of that. But then if you go on to grad school, it's completely different. It's no longer the memorization. Med school, I think you do a lot of memorizing. But for my grad school experience, it's about learning how to ask and answer questions and think through the processes of how to figure out the answers.
Adia Blue says, Hannah uplifts the trans, Baha uplifts the nerds. Together you're unstoppable. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm finishing up my AA in computer science. Mr. Fred Rogers says, true. Source, my student loan statement. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm 34 and I'm almost finished with my AA. I think I have like 4 more semesters.
Hell yeah.
Zorgnax, thanks for gifting us up. All caught up.
Also,
and Phoenix Vengeance, thank you for 12 months. Happy Hanniversary. Woo, 1 year. Hannah, love ya. Found you and Jake after leaving the Mormon church, and you helped me understand I'm not crazy or evil, no matter what my family said. So thank you, genuinely. Well, thank you for watching. I'm glad you got something out of it.
congratulations for getting out of Mormonism, and I hope that you're doing well.
Supposed to show cruelty-free products. Now, you did show a few, some vegetables, and that's good. But where are the vegan alternatives to what you're showing?
This wasn't a video about vegan. This was a video about lamb, because it says so in the title.
Where is the vegan meat? Where is the tofu?
Just flavour it.
Do they make lamb substitute?
Yes.
We should get lamb substitute sometime. I really like lamb.
Nice and
I've
delicate.
never tried it, and I wouldn't even know if it tasted good because I've never had lamb.
Mm.
Yeah, that's something else. Someone gifted a sub after I said if someone gifts a sub, I'll try a vegan grilled cheese because I've never had a grilled cheese like to begin with. So I got to do that. I got to make a grilled cheese and eat it on stream.
Zorgnak says, can't stick around for too long, but want to say hi. Really love this conversation. There's no timeline when it comes to pursuing what you love. Well, thank you for the bits.
Here, I've got some beautiful ground coriander. It's really nice. A good pinch. That too.
What are you doing?
H-Baird in chat said something that is really good to know. A lot of programs where you're doing PhDs in science research are like you are paid by the school and you don't pay any tuition. So that's a really important point. I'm super lucky. So my undergrad degree I paid for myself with student loans. I had no help from anyone. So I am $45,000 in debt. And I went to I didn't go to a big school. I went to Eastern Michigan University. I fucking love that school. But luckily, I'm pursuing a PhD in genetics and genomic sciences, which means that I get my tuition completely paid for. So I'm not accruing any more student debt. So if you are going into the sciences, don't let the possible cost of grad school deter you, because you'll probably find a program that you don't have to pay your tuition.
Blackwing Hecate says, hey Baja, would lab meat count as vegan? Oh, we've had this conversation before.
Yes, I think it depends. Meat, I would say yes. Lab-grown meat would count as vegan. I wouldn't eat it though, just as a personal preference. But there are a lot of vegans that would say no, because the initial cells that you have to take from the animal, belong to that animal, and you took them. So even though it was for the right reason, then even there are some people that have done lamb-grown chicken from cells from a feather that fell off. So, like, there was no harm done to the animal. But even taking things that belong to the animal, some people view as not vegan.
To me, that feels like getting so philosophically up your own ass that...
Yeah.
Like, the chicken doesn't know. It doesn't care. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mike Mack says, I was lucky to go to John Jay and have financial aid for 4 years, multiple scholarships, be part of programs that gave me stipends, and a free summer class that was my 400 level class for my major criminal justice. I got an A- on that class, and I was very happy and lucky. Good for you. Zozo Horror Show says, lamb and goat can be really good, but it's also tricky to cook right. If it's done poorly, it can be a bad experience. Paladin's Fury says also veganism isn't completely cruelty-free either. The amount of land required to grow vegan food for everyone would lead to massive deforestation, loss of habitats. Doesn't it take... I mean, if you're raising animals, though,
Yeah.
you also need that land, and then you need to grow food for those animals.
Yeah.
So I don't think, taken as a whole, that's really true. Like, if you converted all the land that's currently used for, like, raising and breeding animals... I think it would probably be fine.
Also, I drink Soylent. It's fucking delicious.
Yep.
And it's vegan. It's not made out of people. I remember Hannah watched a video about Soylent the other day.
Yeah, that conspiracy theorist thought it was people because of the movie Soylent Green.
Like, it's fucking delicious.
Blackwing Hecate says, how should I feel when I type lamb chop into Google? I get info about the puppet character. It's time to eat a puppet, I guess. Bellstar says, pretty sure the land comment conflated organic and vegan. Ah, gotcha.
Soylent Green is people. Soylent, the protein shakes and stuff are not people.
There's soy and other stuff.
Yes, it's soy, and they named it Soylent because of the movie, because of that. Like, it's a joke.
You are putting
I'm sorry.
vegan
I just
food
looked
on
at
top of a
my-
dead body. No.
And so I keep talking.
No, that's not okay.
If you've got herbs, thyme, rosemary, great, but I love dried oregano. I'll just crumble over the top. The bread here, I'm just going to turn it. Should be nicely charred. Look at that. Now, what?
Okay, it's great that you are teaching people how to make this bread, but you are not fulfilling the criteria of the assignment.
He didn't do this for your assignment. He did this for his YouTube channel with 5.48 million subscribers, not your channel with 54,000 subscribers. This isn't about you. Not everything is about you, vegan teacher.
Lemon, just a little
But
bit of
she
zest.
thinks it is, so it has to
Fresh
be.
flavours. Don't waste anything, right? Absolutely amazing. And then I'm just going to kiss it with just a little olive oil and salt.
Oof,
You do
I
not
just got, like,
kiss a
flash of
dead
that dream I
animal.
had last night.
Jamie, we've been over this. Here is a lamb. You kiss the lamb when the lamb is alive. You walk up to the lamb, Jamie, not with a knife, but with love in your heart.
I know Gordon Ramsay has done stuff where he, like, kills animals and eats them, like in other countries, as Jamie Oliver killing animal. What's that gonna be? Oh yeah, so he has. He literally he took part in preparing a lamb for food. Jamie Oliver's new series, Slammed for Lamb Slaughter. Oliver had to cut the lamb's throat before preparing the meat for dinner at an Italian farmhouse. So he literally did the thing. He clearly knows where the food comes from, vegan teacher. He literally killed a lamb. Unconditional Prong, thanks for subscribing for 8 months, says the baby belly is like a beach ball.
You hug the lamb. Look at these innocent babies. Look at them. Look at that. Why would you want to kill an innocent lamb?
Like, joking aside, because people like how they taste. That's the answer. People have eaten lamb for a long time, and tradition isn't a reason to do things, but people do things for that reason. It's a huge part of Mediterranean cuisine. I don't know, why do people eat anything? Because they think it tastes good. Traditionally, humans have been omnivores, so if you would like people to stop eating meat and dairy products, then the onus is on you to convince them why that is wrong, not to just say, but it comes from animals! We know it comes from animals.
Why would you want to hurt an animal? What makes you think that an animal is food?
Because you can eat them and digest them. I love you. I'm sorry. Devious Chillster with 20 bits says, I love how she's talking like Jamie Oliver is in the room with her and she can speak directly to him when he probably in all likelihood doesn't know she even exists. Jamie, we've been over this. Who are you and why are you in my house? Hydrate.
Animals are here on Earth with us, not for us. Lambs belong with their mothers, Jamie. Look how cute they are. We must never hurt animals. At Easter, a lamb deserves to remain outdoors. Oh, Jamie.
That's a good point. Horse Lord says the reason people eat lamb is because lambs eat grass and we can't eat grass, so it's a way to gain nutrients from the land that we weren't previously available to you. Yeah.
I'm so sorry that to give you this news, but you really didn't understand the criteria for the assignment.
Again, it's just condescension upon condescension, completely manufactured for her own smug satisfaction.
Almost dress the leftover lamb.
Jamie, you do not put your hands into the flesh of a dead animal.
You do if you want to season it. One Speedy Yoshi says, I had a dream where there was a vending machine in my room and I got everything in it for free. But then vegan teacher showed up and started yelling at me and tried to steal my dog. NB Gamer says, is vegan teacher Christian because Genesis says animals are for us? No, she's not. Blackwing Hecate says, lambs are adorable, more relevantly, is it supposed to be relevantly? Unfortunately, they're also delicious.
If an animal died, you bury them. You treat their body with dignity. You don't manipulate them with your hands. Would you ever do that if a child died?
I don't consider a human child to be morally equivalent to an animal. A non-human animal. I recognize humans are animals. I just don't. They're not on the same level for me. Sorry. And I think that's the case for the vast majority of people.
Let's have a little look at this flatbread. If I just turn it out on here, beautiful. So I'll just put that to the side just for a second, and we're now going to go into the pan with the lamb.
No! You do not burn the flesh of an animal. Do you know how much it hurts to be burnt?
It doesn't hurt that lamb at all. That lamb is already dead. It cannot feel the sensation of burn. Burn is a thought that your brain has, which is not connected to this muscle tissue any longer.
Also, I have to say, I think most vegans don't think that animals are the equivalent of, like, human children. Like, if I was in a burning building and could rescue, like, a kid or I don't know, some animal, I would rescue the kid.
Yeah. I forget who said it, but it was like... I don't agree with this extreme, but Penn and Teller, who I don't agree with a lot of the time, because Penn's like a libertarian, but I think he once said, I would beat 100 chimpanzees to death with my bare hands if it meant saving one child, or something. It's like, yeah, I guess, sure. Steve with a Q says, no, don't burn the flesh. Sear it gently. Blackwing Hecate says, what if the animal is a baby goat? Don't cook it in its mother's milk. The Bible says that's a no-no. And Devious Chilster says, why is a caricature of an elf druid... I don't want to read that. It's a little mean. Blackwing Hecate says, would you save the kid or the kid? Puns.
Can you imagine how this lamb died? How would you like to have your throat slit?
Not particularly.
How would you like to be taken away from your mother?
Yes, I didn't particularly like my parents.
Do you know how many...
I missed your bits, sorry, hold on. One Speedy Yoshi says, whenever I watch her, I think of the Robot Chicken sketch where the vegan needs to eat a burger to save the entire human race from a future where everyone's vegan and cows have taken over but refuses to do so because she wants to feel special.
Mothers have babies and would just absolutely be mortified if somebody took their babies away from them and cut them up and put them in a frying pan? This is disgraceful.
Kind of overcooked, crispy, gnarly.
No! We do not cook animals!
Most people do.
We love animals!
I'm going to take just a little bit of lemon juice and go into the pan.
No, we don't put lemon on a dead body!
I think lemons and other aromatics actually historically, even for humans, have been put on dead bodies before the advent of, like, modern preservation techniques so you can keep the body until the funeral. So I do actually think that's historically been a thing. Pyromancer says, I volunteer to be fried in retribution.
Never!
Right, for that fresh acidity. So sour.
We don't flip them in a frying pan. What is wrong with
teaspoon
you?
of honey. And you're going to get the most shiny contrast, sweet.
Honey is not vegan.
He's not trying to be vegan right now.
Do not use honey. Honey belongs to bees. We do not steal. We do not believe in stealing at that vegan teacher's school. You have just stolen the life of an animal, and now you have just stolen honey from a bee.
Sour, herby, fragrant, and then we go back in with our bread. And you...
Why are you putting bread on top of an animal? Why are you putting bread on top of dead body parts?
Because it tastes good. Because most people eat that. Honey isn't vegan. I've talked to Baha about this. Different vegans have different opinions. Baha is of the opinion that it's not vegan. Pyromancer says, if bees didn't want honey to be stolen, it shouldn't be tasty.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You can just like give it a little wash.
Bee Movie did teach us that it's wrong to steal honey from bees. Devious Chilster says, because I'm giving the lamb a proper burial in bread. Delicious, delicious bread coffee.
It is gross! What the fuck?
Push it down, be careful of course, and then onto the board. That's what we're after. Look at that, it's just sizzling away, yes.
That honestly does look really, really good. What are the bees gonna do? Sue you? Oh, you need to go watch the documentary Bee Movie. Like, right now. Von Tuck says, if this lady thinks using honey is stealing, shouldn't she be against stealing land from the animals living there to grow our crops too? Somehow I think she didn't think of this. Yeah, farming does actually kill animals. Rodents and stuff get caught up in the machinery. So, one Speedy Yoshi says, I want to hear one of her ex-students speak out about being her student. I can imagine it being a hellscape. She tells you what to think and not how to think. She's condescending. We know she said when she had a POC student, she, quote, gave them the utmost respect, which probably means she acted totally weird about them. Probably.
I've made a little bit of mess. So with that, I take my
In that video, she also used the N-word, so...
and at the last minute.
No, Jamie. These foods, yes. This right here is vegan. But you cannot make a meal with a dead animal in it.
People do all the time. Most meals have proteins in them, and usually that protein is some sort of animal.
Animals are friends, not food. Jamie, animals are not ours to eat, wear, or use.
Okay, but you need to explain why. If you want to convince people, you need to explain why and not just state it as a fact.
Do you understand the criteria for the assignment now? I'm sorry, but I cannot keep watching this. It's an automatic fail, Jamie, if you show any dead animals in your presentation. I'm so sorry, students, everyone else who was forced to watch this, I apologize. Those of you who are going through vistopia, the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world, I am so sorry.
Vistopia. I think she coined that word. Pyromancer says some plants feel pain. Guess we'll just starve, air quotes.
That this appeared on the screen. Those of you who are suffering from vegan phobia, people who are being teased and to be made feel terribly about being vegan, I am so sorry for you too. Jamie Oliver, your job is not to be vegan phobic, but to be vegan fantastic.
He's not vegan phobic. He shows people how to make vegan meals occasionally. Jade15 says, why does she keep referring to this guy's video as an assignment? That's her shtick. She pretends she's a teacher. I mean, I think she actually was a real teacher, but also she pretends to be a teacher in these videos and acts as if everyone she covers is like a 2-year-old student in her class, which is why it comes off as so condescending.
To support vegans, and you support vegans by not showing dead animals on screen.
Does that mean that documentaries like Earthlings aren't vegan because they show the suffering of animals dying and being dead? One Speedy Yoshi says, let's all agree, Gordon Ramsay is better than Jamie Oliver. I don't know a lot about Jamie Oliver. I enjoy Gordon Ramsay's shows, but he's kind of a huge dick. Let me just put it this way. He's entertaining to watch on TV. He's not someone I would want to spend even a second of time with.
Jamie Oliver, it is good that you showed some vegetables. It's amazing, that part. But the fact that you kept showing this dead, innocent life is not okay. And unfortunately, you fail this assignment.
Is Watership Down vegan? I haven't seen that, so I don't get the joke.
I hope that you do this
Yeah, she fails too, because she's also showing this. You're right.
assignment again, and that you come back to class and make the exact same meal without any dead body parts. Everyone else?
I don't think this has ever worked once, so I don't know why she acts like this is a legitimate attempt at reaching out to people. Princess Amelia says, don't lie though. You love to see Gordon Ramsay responding to that vegan teacher. Oh yeah. That's fun.
Who is vegan or who wants to learn how to be vegan, subscribe to this channel. Down you will see there a button. Press subscribe and press notification, so you will get notifications. On this channel, we'll be learning that animals are friends, not food, and that cow's milk is for baby cows, and baby lambs deserve to stay with their mothers. Thanks for watching, everybody. And to Jamie Oliver, you need to change. Coming up on screen now, you will see all kinds of other videos. Please click on them. Have a look around that Vegan Teacher's site. There are videos from the past, from different presentations that you will see of other chefs who are vegan, and you will also see all kinds of other things that have to do with veganism and with protecting the animals, the most innocent among us. Thank you to everybody who's vegan, and happy Vegan Declaration Day to all of you who have decided to become vegan after witnessing this.
Oh god, it's a video that says how Gordon Ramsay is like Hitler and how that makes me cry. Good lord. Adia Blue says, you have failed your assignment, Jamie Oliver. I don't even know who you are. Towing24 says, Hannah, this is not to actually convince people to be vegan, it's to sate her malignant narcissism. Probably, but she says it's the one thing, so why not? Let's do another John Sackers to break this up, shall we? This video is entitled Veganism is Gay. She's the embodiment of the lady yelling at the cat meme.
Some people say veganism is gay. You know what? Those people are correct. Veganism is gay, the happy kind of gay. I'm happy cause I'm not murdering animals. I'm smiling cause I don't have death in my stomach. Veganism is gay, the happy kind of gay. I'm happy cause I'm not murdering animals. I'm smiling cause my tummy is not a graveyard. Everyone all around the planet, spread the good word. Veganism is gay. Go vegan and you will be smiling too. Everyone all around the planet, spread the good word. Veganism is gay. Go vegan and you won't have corpses in your poo. Veganism is gay, the happy kind of gay. I'm happy cause I'm living with integrity. I'm being kind to my fellow earthlings. Veganism is gay, the happy kind of gay. I'm happy cause I'm living my values. I'm making compassionate
Veganism is gay?
choices every
Yep.
day. Veganism is gay, the happy kind of gay. I'm happy cause I'm following my compass. That's right.
Pyromancer says, pretty sure your stomach is at least a graveyard for plants.
I have a moral compass and I'm following it. Veganism is gay, the happy kind of gay. I'm happy cause I'm practicing the golden rule. I wouldn't like for someone to eat me, so I'm not eating anybody else. Everyone all around the planet, spread the good word. Veganism is gay. Go vegan and you will be smiling too. Everyone all around the planet, spread the good word. Veganism is gay. Go vegan and you won't have corpses in your poo. Veganism is gay, the happy kind of gay. I'm happy cause I'm healthy. My arteries aren't clogged up with cholesterol. Veganism is gay.
Kirthan says, here I go leveling up. Soon I'll get a lesbian fireball, which is actually just regular fireball, the drink, and a Nerf gun. That's pretty good. H. Baird says, your stomach is a graveyard would be a great title for a heavy metal album. Alright, let's see Vegan Teacher try and explain how she thinks Gordon Ramsay is literally Hitler.
Hello, students. Today we're going to talk about the devil.
I mean, that's the title of the video. It says how Gordon Ramsay is like Hitler and how that makes me cry. He needs more lyrics. Agreed.
The devil's name is Gordon Ramsay. A devil is defined as a creature, a being, that does nothing but harm in the world. Now you might look at him, Gordon Ramsay,
That's true. He is a capitalist.
and say to yourself, well, he seems like a nice
I always gotta do the dumb, low-hanging fruit jokes.
guy. He's able to crack some jokes. His family look healthy and happy. They're always seen joking around, and there's always happy music. But look a little bit deeper. What's really going on? When you have a lot of money, you can pay people to film you in whatever light that you want. You can put cameras in the right places, and you can insert music and make your life seem like one giant trip to Disneyland.
Sure. People know reality TV shows are fake. Mike Mack says The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch.
He's achieved this, but it doesn't make him a good person.
I never said it did. I don't think he is. I think he's just another rich guy. I think he's very talented at what he does. He's at the top of his field, but I also think he's probably kind of a dick, sure.
All of the money that he has made is on the backs of innocent animals who have been murdered because of him, who never wanted to die, who died begging for their lives.
I don't know if they did. I feel like usually it's quicker than that in factory farming. Also, I would imagine Gordon Ramsay, with the restaurants he has, probably sources meat from pretty good sources. I don't even know if it's non-factory farming, but I imagine the... how do I put this? I don't think he's serving the hamburger that you get at the supermarket, you know what I mean? I don't think he's getting factory farming stuff. He's probably getting, like, relatively fresh meat from locally sourced areas. He's very big on that stuff. Blackwing Hecate says they didn't die begging. Animals can't talk.
Now, people don't think of chickens, pigs, cows, and lambs that often because we've been so indoctrinated in our society to think of them as objects. But they're not objects, and they should not be eaten. Science has proven to us that we don't need to eat animals to survive. And given that fact, and given the fact that he is able to work in the kitchen, there's no excuse for him to keep paying for the murder of these animals. Why would he do it?
Because he's a chef and he's not a vegan? And it's his job?
I ask myself that. Why would he keep doing it?
Again, this is what I'm saying when I talk about she treats this as a foregone conclusion. If you want people to see Gordon Ramsay in this light, then you need to explain, and maybe she will as the video goes on, you need to explain specifically why you view these things as monstrous. If you just start out saying, like, Gordon Ramsay is Hitler, like in the title of the video, the vast majority of people, like 99.99999% of people are going to look at that and roll their eyes. They're not going to take the rest of the video seriously. Because you've started off on a point that's so far from where they've started that they cannot take you seriously. So if you want to talk about, Gordon Ramsay in particular, which is a weird choice anyway, because Gordon Ramsay, is a chef. He makes food that is popular, palatable, whatever. And he uses meat because the vast majority of humans use meat. He is not the source of the fact that humans are omnivorous. Blackwing Hecate says, I wonder how she'd feel about the major cow and HHG TTG. Don't get that one. One Speedy Yoshi says, perhaps Madam would like to order from our extra cruelty menu. We have a croque au vin made from an old rooster who was kicked to death in front of his wife and children. Very nice. Oh gosh, what's that from? That sounds so familiar.
Well, there are a few reasons. One,
maybe she should come out against God for making us this way. And Blackwing Hecate says, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There we go.
Is that maybe he's not such a good chef after all. Maybe he really doesn't know how to cook delicious vegetables and...
That's honestly hilarious. Again, I think Gordon Ramsay's probably a dick. He seems like a dick. The dude can cook. Are you kidding me?
Fruits and make them into these amazing meals.
I'm pretty sure he's done vegan meals in recent years. Gordon Ramsay vegan meal. Let me see what he's got. Yeah, see? He's done videos where he does vegan stuff. So...
maybe he's not such a good chef after all.
Mike Mack says, wasn't Hitler vegan or was that a lie? I think in the last year or two of his life he was a vegetarian. I don't know about vegan. I don't even know if veganism was really a thing back in the day. He was a vegetarian in the last year or so, though.
Or he's a kind of psychopath who really cannot see into the eyes of an animal and see them as sentient beings. Maybe he truly is disconnected. Most people watching here know that if they look at a dog, they can tell whether the dog's happy or not. They know that dogs and cats and all animals are able to feel pain. If you try to come close to them, they can be afraid. If you try to take them away from their families, they don't want that. Animals feel love, and they feel fear, and they feel joy, and they don't want to die, and they have a right to their lives. So why is it that somebody like this thinks it's okay to make shows like this?
Again, it's like she's completely ignoring the entire cultural zeitgeist around the fact that Gordon Ramsay is a popular chef. Gordon Ramsay is not a popular chef that popularized the idea of eating meat. He has animal protein in most of his meals because that's the standard in human cuisine. Like, she's acting as though Gordon Ramsay is unique in the fact that he is a popular chef, a popular TV personality that cooks meat. No! Every single televised chef does that. Because most people eat meat. It's like she's trying this top-down mentality of veganism where she thinks if she can convince Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver or one of these other celebrity chefs to go vegan, then all of a sudden everyone beneath them, people who watch it, their families, their friends, are going to start going vegan, when that's not really how stuff like this works. If you want people to become vegan, grassroots. You can't try and get Gordon Ramsay. If there's demand for vegan recipes, Gordon Ramsay will do more of them, which we've seen in recent years. There's been an increase in veganism and an increase in vegan options, and in return, Gordon Ramsay has done some how-to vegan dishes on his YouTube channel or whatever. If a decent portion of society was vegan, you would see more of that. Gordon Ramsay is responding to the market, not the other way around. Hot Bees says she has no life outside of veganism, and it's sad. I guess.
Right, last time I had the most amazing...
Did Gordon get mad at a chef for serving pasta sauce that has animal byproducts in it to a vegan vegetarian? He did, yeah. I forget the specifics, but it was an episode of Kitchen Nightmares, and he had served a sauce to a vegan or vegetarian. It was a red sauce that I think had pork bones in it. And she ate it, and Gordon was pissed. Like, say what you want about Gordon Ramsay, he gives a shit about, customers, if they're, not being rude assholes. So, yeah, I know there was also another time that someone, I think, was a pescatarian, which I believe means they only eat fish. And they got served something that had red meat or something, and he was pissed about that too, or it was cooked in the same thing as something that was like a red meat. Yeah. He's pretty strict about that stuff, as you need to be in the restaurant industry. One Speedy Yoshi says, I know what you're talking about. The lady was a pescatarian, and it was a fish sauce that had pork bones in it. Okay, so it was all the same scenario. My bad.
Chicken wings was with the incredible Sean Evans. And thankfully, 75 million of you tuned in to watch.
75 million people
Bless you!
on this planet.
74 Quinn 74 says, this is true. He was horrified someone was served something they wouldn't eat. I recall the pescatarian one. He was livid, yeah.
Watched him take the body of an innocent animal, a chicken.
In fairness, did you know the chicken? Maybe that chicken was a dick. Maybe it was a chicken that assaulted the other chickens. Who knows?
A bird who just wanted to live his or her life. And he chopped up this dead body after paying somebody to create this chicken in the first place. Because that's what happens in the industry.
Yep.
There are 3 times more chickens on this planet than there are humans.
Wow.
Where?
I guess if they... That's a bad joke. I was just going to say, I guess if they really didn't want to get eaten then, they could easily take us down. 3 chickens per person? I could kill 3 chickens. They gotta up those numbers, and then maybe the chicken revolution can begin. One Speedy Yoshi says, some chickens just have bad vibes. Gotta go. Pyromancer says, I don't think, a mouse wanted to be torn up by an owl either. Yeah.
Where are they all? They're kept in facilities, in giant jails, in giant Holocaust-like camps.
Again, the comparison of animal, even really cruel factory farming to the Holocaust is a yikes.
Think about the Holocaust. Think about what the sentient beings in that Holocaust suffered through. Absolute hell.
Felix Night Owl says, why are we assuming that all chickens are decent people?
But the Holocaust never ended for the animals. Because of people like him. What's different between somebody like Hitler and somebody like Gordon Ramsay?
Hitler killed human beings. Not just sentient, but sapient human beings. Chickens are probably sentient. I don't think chickens are sapient.
What is the difference? Now you're going to say that Hitler was a terrible man because he asked people to do these terrible things. He demanded it. He commanded it. And that they were humans. But what is the difference between humans and chickens?
Humans have much more complex internal lives in terms of their self-identity.
What is the real difference? Is it because they're not as smart as us? Does that mean that...
To an extent. But, again, if you're going to make a comparison and be like, well, what about people who are humans who are born, you know, not so smart for one reason or another? There's a pretty big gulf between a human and a chicken in intelligence, even if we're talking about someone who is... What do I want to say? Hampered cognitive function for some reason.
all humans that are not smart should be murdered?
No. I've never met a human as stupid as a chicken.
Put on plates? Fried up? Turned into dinner?
Mike Mack says, doesn't she now know how the food chain works? Pretty sure animals have been fighting for their survival since day one. I would imagine she is of the opinion that we have transcended that at this point. It should no longer be a part of it in that way.
What is it? Name the trait that an animal has that makes it okay for people like him to consistently encourage others to hurt them.
Lack of sapience. And again, I agree that there shouldn't be like the factory farming that we see today where they're all cramped up and whatever. I think everyone should reduce their meat consumption by a lot. Meat should probably be more expensive so it's not just everywhere and so convenient, because that's a result of like factory farming stuff and packing as many of them into as little space as possible and treating them very inhumanely. But, yeah, I don't necessarily see a problem overall with the idea of raising animals appropriately, giving them decent lives while they're here, and then killing them and using them for food. Felix Night Owl says, I think it'd be cool to go back to Little House on the Prairie days, like only eat meat to celebrate an event or holiday, like slaughter the pig or cow or a couple times a year, cure it or freeze it to portion throughout the rest of the year. Yeah, that makes sense. Americans in particular eat way too much meat, way more meat than they need, and I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying, health-wise, Americans eat way more meat than is necessary and is not great for our health. Woohoo Lulu says, support your local small farm. Sky Comet Fallen says, I'm eating barbecue pulled pork while watching this lady. LMAO, coincidences are weird.
I think it's not okay. We have to...
Pyromancer says, I don't eat meat much, but dairy is fairly hard to cut on my diet. Yeah, I love cheese. I can't have enough cheese. It's so good. Alpharma Reox says, I think they should lower the cost of alternatives like Beyond Meat products in stores, since they cost way too much where I shop relative to meat. The prices are coming down. I think I read an article the other day that the most recent version of Beyond Meat, we are on 2.0. And now their new formula, I think, is going to be coming out in the next year, and it's supposed to be a little cheaper and a little lower in calories, so that's cool. Mike Max says, America, fuck yeah.
To create a world where if we were born in the body of any other being on this planet, that we would feel safe and okay. Do you understand?
I don't even necessarily feel safe and okay, and I'm a human. just putting that out there.
It's just by luck that we are born into these bodies.
Yep.
And it's not fair for us to abuse the other animals on this planet just because of our taste pleasure. If he likes the way an animal tastes, that's just one sensory pleasure. Does he really think it's okay?
I think it's probably more than one. Taste, smell, feel, in terms of like mouth feel, texture. I'd say that's at least 3.
For his sensory pleasures?
I mean, you could say sight if it's like presented well on the plate. I don't know.
To take...
Like when the chefs do that thing where they take a thing and they smear it on the plate and that's supposed to be fancy for some reason.
Precedent over an animal's life? What next? What is going to happen when Gordon Ramsay likes to use another sense of his, like say his hearing? What happens when he likes to hear the animal scream in agony?
That'd be kind of weird, but I've heard rich people do weirder things, so...
Then, will he tell all of his fans, that's okay. You can go out there and hurt all the animals you want.
Maria Pete says Beyond Meat and the like will eventually need to be subsidized like dairy is. Milk would be about $10 a gallon without government intervention. Sure, that'd be fine. Fuck corn subsidies. Let's subsidize Beyond Meat.
Because, hey, Gordon Ramsay likes the way it sounds when they scream in agony. What about if Gordon Ramsay uses his sight and he says he likes to see the animals being sliced to death, murdered, and that becomes his show, the joy of watching animals being murdered? What if that...
That's not a thing most human beings enjoy, though. So, that's the difference. One Speedy Yoshi says, fuck corn subsidies, nobody tell Jake.
That happens. Then will these millions and millions of people also continue to follow along?
Oh, and I was going to say, too, and then I imagine she would say this, so what if the rest of society says something's okay, then it is? Not necessarily in, like, a deontological way, but, you know, practically speaking, that is how society tends to determine its ethics, is by, you know, consensus, more or less, yeah.
What is the difference?
Wing the Ultimate Nog says, why are we more okay with increasing prices, but all the customers I see are super duper annoyed, and sometimes violently angry when my store has occasional 3 limit per customer a day on SMT NG? Smitting policy. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Taste pleasure.
Customers are dicks. I don't know.
Pleasure in your mouth. Eye pleasure. Ear pleasure. All these areas are so close. What makes Gordon Ramsay think that it's okay that just because of his taste pleasure, he can tell others?
I don't know if she's still watching, but hi, Jen. I'm glad that you were looking at the stream, and I hope that you're having a good day.
To keep hurting animals, putting them in these incredible cycles of violence. Now, most people don't realize what goes on. You know, myself, I tried to talk to Gordon Ramsay. Maybe I thought, maybe he really doesn't understand the difference.
Did you guys see her trying to talk to Gordon Ramsay? Mike Max says, where's the lamb sauce? One Speedy Yoshi says, ear pleasure. I mean, I know some people like to stick their in adventurous places, but oral sex, but with A-U-R.
Oral sex?
Oral. That's a joke.
Between animals to eat
I'm gonna say that
and
after every
foods that
joke
we ate.
I have from now on.
Your joke.
Gee, thanks. I appreciate that.
I love you.
Love you too.
I had created a video for him.
We're going to be reviewing the work of Gordon Ramsay.
It's a thing in hentai. Find Jesus, son, okay?
Who has 15 million followers here on TikTok. And I'm going to speak to you directly, Gordon. So Gordon, one of the problems that I noticed that you have is you don't seem to understand the difference between food and animals. So food is something that you get out of the ground or you take it from a tree. It is something that doesn't have feelings, and it's something that's very healthy for us to eat. Now, animals are alive. They are sentient beings like us, like chickens and cows, sheep, pigs. You know, these things are not actually foods. So I think you really need a little lesson in sort of remembering about that. Now, surely you learned the animal names when you were younger. So just go back and review that. And from now on, it would be really great if you started to cook actual food and just let the animals live. All right? Hello, students.
So that is a video of me asking Gordon to please stop hurting animals. He didn't listen, so I created a song where I sang and asked him to please stop hurting animals. His response was to eat an animal in front of me.
This is pretty funny.
Does that sound like the response of somebody who's in their 50s?
Yes.
A mature person?
Sounds kind of like the response of someone with a sense of humor.
Or do you think that he could have responded in any other way?
It's a comedy TikTok. It's not a serious platform for serious discussion.
Could
Kids doing Fortnite dances.
Both of our girls are sleeping in the living room.
Good.
Oh, look at how cute they are.
Can I show that to chat?
I can show it to chat.
Kitties. Or kitties. Chat, would you like to see our kitties that are now
They don't have
getting
a
along a
choice.
little better?
Okay, so this is Cassia. She's up on the top of the cat tree. And our oldest, Loopy. Jesus.
I can turn the light on this off. Hold on.
Nice. And for context, this is how close they are. So Cassia is up here, and then Lou is down here on the couch. And they're just sleeping.
Cute. Boop. Colston says Hannibal Lecter versus TVT in the vegan teacher in a cook-off. If she wins, Hannibal goes vegan. If Hannibal wins, let's just say vegan won't be on the menu for a few days. Funny.
I have lots and lots and lots of cat pics. I think somebody in chat said, why did you buy your food a cat tree? Scroll up. Why did you buy your food a cat tree?
Maybe a eating cats joke?
Could he have said, you know, good point. I'll try to cut down on the animals that I eat. Or good point. I should try to make more vegan recipes.
I like that her only response that she would accept is him agreeing with her in some way. Not even polite disagreement. He has to agree, otherwise it's offensive in some way.
That's not what he did.
Pixel Junkie, I'm vegan and I have been for 5 years. So.
Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Share this song, and if you call me a donut, it's fine.
So here you see, this is the face of somebody who likes to pay for the rape, the torture, and the murder of animals. Raped because animals in the industry are masturbated, forcefully impregnated. Their babies are taken away. There's kidnapping in the industry. Everything that's horrible. Think back to World War II and what happened there. Was there rape going on? Yes. Was there confinement going on? Yes.
Again, comparing factory farming, even terrible factory farming, to the Holocaust that happened in World War II. Not cool. Not equivalent.
Was there torture going on? Yes. This man thinks it's okay for that to continue to sentient beings, innocent animals, just born into this world who just want to live their lives. They don't want money. They don't want fame. They don't want objects. The only thing that animals have is their lives.
Right, but animals also eat each other, right? So animals are also taking part in the same behavior that you don't like. Not necessarily all the ones we eat, you know, cows eat grass and chickens eat chicken feed and probably grass if they were in the wild, but like, a lot of animals eat other animals. Animals aren't these, like, wholesome, beautiful beings up on a pedestal that you seem to want to put them on. You know, they eat each other. They kill each other. It's a pretty regular thing.
And he takes that away from them over and over again. And he encourages millions upon millions of fans to continue the animal holocaust.
Chickens are omnivores? I actually didn't know that. Well, there you go.
Here are 21 things that the egg industry doesn't want you to see. It takes approximately 34 hours for a hen to produce an egg. So to keep up with the demand, more than 300 million hens are used by the US egg industry every year. Now remember, we're only looking at the US industry. I'll try to move this over if I can. Their lives are 2 years of misery, starting right when they are born. You know, when a new baby is born, how we try to give them love and the warmth of their mother, and we sing to them, and there's so much bonding going on.
I agree that factory farming is bad, vegan teacher. Sold.
Imagine being born in a world where your mother is nowhere near you. Imagine being born in a dark hell, Auschwitz. That's where these animals are born, in a concentration camp. Chicks are born in large incubators such as these. Look at these little innocent animals. Look at these little babies. If you saw one in real life, would it ever occur to you to just take it, put it towards your mouth, take a bite out of him or her?
No, I'd probably wait till it grew full-sized, and then if I had the ability and skill and was hungry, like let's say I'm out in the wilderness or I'm a cave person, and I'm like, you know, then I'd wait till it got bigger and then I'd pluck it and cook it and eat it. But why would you eat the baby? That would be a huge waste. Pyromancer says she needs to check out Nature is Metal. I've seen that one, yeah. Do you guys remember Fable 2 when you had to, in order to join the, it was like an assassin guild or like evil guild or something, and they made you eat a bunch of raw baby chickens? Just me? No, okay.
Never. We're not born wanting to hurt animals. We are all born vegan.
No, that's not true. I could just as easily say humans are born carnivores or whatever. No, humans are omnivores. That's a fact. Sorry.
We can all return. They will never see their mothers. Shortly after birth, the males and females are separated. Imagine that this was you.
It was the first Fable. I didn't play the first Fable, so it definitely wasn't, unless they did it in both of them.
Imagine you're just an innocent newborn, and you're on a conveyor belt, and you don't know where your mom is, and it's cold, and you're like, what's going on?
Again, I think she's anthropomorphizing the chicks too much. Don't get me wrong, I would imagine they're freaked out and scared just because they're disoriented and don't know what's going on. The idea that they have the sapience to be able to think, where's my mom? Or even have an emotion approximating that if they've never known their mother. I find that to be pretty questionable. I think she's putting too much and projecting too much human thought process onto these animals.
And some human picks you up and checks to see if you have a penis or not. If you are male, they throw you in a
Blackwing Hecty says, I'm a furry and I think she's anthropomorphizing too much.
machine that grinds you up and kills you. This is the cycle of violence that Gordon Ramsay thinks it's okay.
Hydrate.
We're going to be reviewing the work
This man.
of
This man. This is the face of somebody who thinks it's okay to hurt these innocent animals. Why? Why is he like that? How is he different from Hitler? Name the one way
Again,
he is different.
This is not about convincing anyone. This is about making her audience feel special for being vegan. 74 Quinn 74 says, I truly believe vegans should eat honey because 1, you only take the extra honey, and 2, bees are free to go where they want. If they want to leave, they will. Also, using agave nectar is harmful to bats and stuff. I don't know a ton about that.
He doesn't have a mustache. That's the only difference I see.
What? Just put a little mustache right here. Okay.
I would even suggest that he is a worse human.
Oh, Gordon Ramsay is not only Hitler, he is now worse than Hitler. Okay, cool.
Because with Hitler, at least stopped at 6 million or more.
Vegan teacher? You're a teacher, right? He didn't... No, I'm just imagining in Berlin, he's got a big counter and it's counting up to 6 million, which is only the number of like Jewish victims of the Holocaust. That doesn't also include like LGBT people, Romani people, all sorts of other people that the Nazis exterminated in disgusting genocide. Hits 6 million. Hitler goes, "Oh yes, we have done it. Oh, that is the end now. World War II is over. Hooray!" No, Hitler, the Holocaust stopped because the Allies, Russia and the United States, in particular, kind of ended the shit out of the war. The Russians invaded Berlin, and Hitler shot himself in the head. And then over on the Japanese side of the war, in the Pacific, the U.S. dropped nuclear bombs, which is a whole other discussion for another day. But, like, Hitler didn't stop because he felt bad. Hitler stopped because a bullet went through his brain because he didn't want to be captured by Russians. Jesus. Pyromancer says, this is a very good way to get people to not care about your cause. Agreed. Blackwing Hecty says, say what you will about Hitler. Hitler killed Hitler. Cool Cat 1256 says 6 million or more. Might go up soon. eTune2350 says, that's it. That's the worst take. Agreed.
Murders under his care. Horrific. What they did to the Jews was horrific. And what
Felix Nine Owl says, Hannah, how do I get my cat to stop running away? The cat brush I use to get his shedding under control. His name is Oliver. That's a good question. Probably a question for someone who knows more about how to take care of cats. I mean, I'm not saying I don't. I take care of our cats fine, but, like, our cats aren't afraid of the brush, so I've never dealt with that. I honestly don't know.
What they continue to do now, humans and other leaders in the world, is to continue that abuse to animals, even though they know how much pain they suffer through, even though they know anybody can be vegan, which simply means that you do your best at all times to not hurt animals. He absolutely can never eat another animal in his life, or eggs, or milk. He absolutely could do it, and so could millions and millions of the people who follow him. But instead, he uses the power he has, the media influence, to make the world a worse place. Down this slide here,
Shoot.
is
The word you're thinking of is shoot.
a blade that cuts the animals.
Mm-hmm.
It slices the baby chicks and murders them. In some places, they are put into giant bags, where they are just giant plastic bags, and when they're full, they just tie a knot, and they let them suffocate to death.
That's pretty fucked up. I've seen the ones where, and if you're gonna do this, again, but if you're gonna do this, at least the most humane way, I guess, of doing it, I've seen it where it goes down and they immediately, like, they die instantly. Grinds them up. Like that. And then I think it maybe gets used for, like, filler feed for different animals or something. I don't know. I imagine they use it for something and don't just let it go to waste. But, yeah, I've seen it. The bag thing, I agree, that's super disgusting and messed up. And I'm not a fan of factory farming in the first place, but if you're gonna do this, the quick grinder thing is probably the most humane way to do it.
Or die from the weight of their brothers. If you ever came across a little baby chick in real life, it would never occur to you to hurt them.
I'm not feeding people for a living. I'm not a farmer. I'm not someone who's working at a chicken slaughterhouse. Context matters.
Never. I know it. So why do you pay to follow somebody like Gordon Ramsay? The females head to a life in the egg industry.
74 Quentin 74 says, how does she feel about indigenous people who are super respectful and or religious about it? I don't think she's on board with that. Warrock Ben Eoth says, I'm primarily carnivorous. I like the taste of meat too much, not to mention I have pretty bad anemia, so the red meat cravings are nuts. I tried to be vegan, I really did, but it just didn't work for me. Sure. Especially if you're dealing with, like, health concerns, I get it.
The males are either tossed into trash bags to suffocate.
Gotta skip past that. That's probably TOS.
What is the difference between him and Hitler?
There's a lot. There's a lot. Blackwing Hecate says the chickens with the choppers are the #1 ally of crows with guns, and that's it for my bits for now. Thanks.
Tell me. Again, you're going to say that one is murdering humans and one is murdering animals, but what is the difference?
Sapience.
There is no difference.
And you know, you might even have an argument if we were like factory farming. Again, I'm against factory farming, but especially if it were like something like, we're factory farming chimpanzees, or we're factory farming dolphins, because those are animals that I would consider to probably have sapience. I don't think chickens are sapient. Maybe pigs. Maybe.
There's no reason for it. Taste pleasure is not a reason.
Nope.
I keep paying
Oh God, stop.
birds in the lower cages. Do you think that in the Nazi prison camps?
Oh God, she's just gonna keep comparing this to Nazism. I'm good. Let's move on to a different one. Jesus Christ, lady. Alright, let's do a John Sackers thing. 74 Quinn 74 says, should we agree to not eat octopus? I think they're pretty intelligent, so I don't know. Last Firstborn, thanks for subscribing for 3 months.
I wrote this song for all my vegan superhero friends. You can listen to this while performing oral sex. It's time for you to taste the sweetest nectar in the land. You can lick the nectar up and get it all over your hand. Vegan vagina juice, VVJ. Vegan
One Chubba Hubba says, octopus can change their color and texture just by thinking about it. And Mike Mac says, cut my lamb into pieces. This is my last course. He's got a remix of Feeling Ticklish. Let me check that one out. One Speedy Yoshi says, hello, FBI, CIA, Secret Service, Men in Black, EPA, Gay and Straight Alliance, anyone? Yeah, he's basically naked in this one, which is why I have the camera not on him. He literally is just naked with the guitar in front of his crotch.
Ticklish. Do you want to come over and tickle me? Pretty baby, I'm feeling ticklish. Do you want to come over and tickle me? Pretty baby, you can tickle me anywhere you like. As long as you are a vegan, you can tickle me anywhere you like. As long as you are a vegan, if you're somebody who eats bodies, then you're not allowed to tickle my body. If you're somebody who eats bodies, then you're not allowed to tickle my body. I'm feeling ticklish.
Last firstborn says, I just got here, what's happening? Don't worry about it, okay? Don't think about it too hard. Woohoo Lulu with 100 bits says, this is what happens when you have way too much self-confidence than you deserve. Hype train.
Hello, students. Today I'm here on my porch. It's just so nice. We have so few warm days in Canada, so I'm just lying here soaking up the vitamin D. Got Bella here beside me.
What was the name of that video? You want to look it up for scientific purposes? That video is called I'm Feeling Ticklish Remix by John Sackers. S-A-K-A-R-S.
Let you see her.
Felix Night Owl says, Hannah, if you could get free lifetime private lessons for a year, which instrument would you like to master? Piano or guitar? I'd have to flip a coin.
Hey, Bella. Bella's sleeping.
You bet that poor dog is being forced to be vegan? She feeds her dog vegan, correct?
Came out here and she came right beside me into the sun. She absolutely loves lying in the sun. I don't know how she doesn't get so hot, but you know, there's shade just on the other side, but she chose to come here. So today I want to talk to you about what's written on my shirt. It says, vegan phobia, like racism and homophobia, is cruel. So why do I say that vegan phobia is cruel?
E-Tune says, oh no, not the pupper. I know, poor puppy. Alright, vegan teacher. There are certainly people out there who have weird misconceptions and bad feelings about vegans, like dumb rednecks who are like, why don't you eat meat? I don't like you sissy vegans, or dumb bullshit like that. But for the most part, no, people are pretty cool with vegans. Most of the people who criticize you aren't even anti-vegan. They just think that you're bad at conveying your ideas, and they think you're condescending, which you are. That's not vegan phobia, that's just not liking you. Felix Night Owl says, Hannah, have you ever thought about stand-up comedy? Maybe you could do a short 10 minutes on stream, just bash chuds. That comes super easy to you. I've thought about it. I don't think I'd be good at it.
Well, it's because it is a type of discrimination against animal rights activists, specifically aimed at those who are vegan and protecting the animals. And it is very serious because children are being forced to eat dead animals when they don't want to. Now, if you come out of the closet as a person from the LGBTQ community, do you think that your parents would force you to eat dead animals?
What? One Speedy Yoshi says, I want her to have self-awareness for 10 minutes. Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, so what she's talking about is a young person, probably middle to high school, deciding to become vegan and then their family not accommodating that. I think if the family has the money to do so, it would be an excellent idea to accommodate that to the best of their abilities. However, in the real world, unfortunately, we live under an economic system where a lot of families can't afford to make dinner for themselves and then also make a special second meal for their vegan kid. I'm not saying they should force the kid to eat meat. Like, if they have, you know, mashed potatoes and other stuff that is vegan and they just want to eat that and avoid the steak or burger or whatever, understandable, totally. I don't think you should force your kids to eat meat if they don't want to. But I don't know, comparing it to LGBTQ people is pretty messed up. Just my opinion. Hype train, 64% and 40 seconds left.
Would they force you to eat any dead body that you didn't want to eat? No. They wouldn't force you to eat cats. They wouldn't force you to eat dogs. They wouldn't force you to eat any animals. They might not accept you, and
because, yeah, they get kicked out of the house. Historically, I think it probably happens less nowadays for people who are just, like, lesbian or gay. But, like, oh, we're so close. We're so close to the hype train. Princess Amelia gifting a sub. Thank you. Felix Night Owl with 20 bits says, is it bad, distracting, annoying to send bit messages completely unrelated to the content you're covering? If so, I'll stop doing it. It's fine. If I think I need to wait, I'll wait. Oh, we were so close. We were at, like, 97%. Thanks, everyone.
they might give you the cold shoulder, and also they might accept you. Many people who come out of the closet as members of the LGBTQ community.
Woohoo Lulu, thank you for gifting a sub. 74 Quinn 74, thanks for gifting 5 subs to the community.
Are fully accepted by their families. Some not, I get that.
Sure, the same thing would happen to vegans, though. I would imagine most people are more... I have no statistics to back this up, though, which is why I feel uncomfortable saying it. But entirely based on my own perceptions of this, I would imagine if you are coming out to your family as vegan, you have a higher likelihood of your family being fine with it than if you come out as gay or trans or bi or whatever. It's not a competition, though, but they're very different things. One's a dietary and lifestyle choice, and one is literally just your identity. 74 Quinn 74, thanks for subscribing for 9 months, says, what is our baby name? OMG. Oh gosh, what's that vegan teacher's name? Karen? Sure, we'll go with Karen. The baby's name is Karen. Quill of Numenor, thank you for subscribing for 4 months, says, love your streams, Hannah. Hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great day, too. Thank you.
But it is extremely rare that somebody who comes out of the closet as an animal rights activist, as somebody who says to their families, I've decided that I'm not going to eat meat anymore, I'm not going to eat dead animals anymore, and I'm not going to be drinking their milk or eating eggs. It's extremely rare that family members look at them and say, great, fantastic, let me help you. But they should help you. In the same way as if you come out of the closet as a member of the LGBTQ community, your family and friends should all say, okay, great, how can I make you feel more comfortable in the world?
I would imagine that happens a lot of the time. At worst, most of the time you're probably going to get, oh, okay, why?
How can I make you feel accepted? So when it comes to racism,
One Speedy Yoshi says, totally unrelated, but you should react to Darmon sometime. It's so bad. They did an ACAB video defending the police, and it's really terrible. Ugh, yikes.
It's also wrong to be
Does she get a lot of views? This video has 15,000. She has 54,000 subscribers, so not nothing.
racist. Because you're judging somebody based on their skin color. Or whatever, their shape of their face, the shape of their body. I mean, personally, I don't even believe in the concept of race. I think that there are so many varieties of skin color, so many different...
Okay, is she doing the I don't see color thing? Race is a social construct, but it doesn't mean that that social construct doesn't affect people's lives.
different shapes of eyes in the world, and hands, and the distance between eyes, and the jaw size, the lip size. There are so many millions of varieties. There's just people. There's just people. So if anybody is... Guess Bella got attacked by some kind of bug. Hey Bella, you're okay. What was I saying? Yeah, there's just people in the world. And so we should just be kind to everyone and never judge them based on their skin color. That is just wrong. Racism is...
Remember that time you got banned from TikTok for using the N-word? That was fun.
It's wrong. Homophobia is wrong. And vegan phobia is wrong. So don't be vegan phobic. If somebody in your family comes out as vegan and says, I want to defend animals, help them. Don't put dead animals on the table in front of them.
Okay, alright, I see what she's saying. No. Listen, I think it's great and reasonable for if your kid comes out and says, you know, I'm vegan, I'm not going to eat those foods anymore. I think that's, you know, great. If that's their choice, that's awesome. Just make sure they're getting, you know, their macros and being healthy, getting the protein they need, all the vitamins they need elsewhere. Awesome. If you expect everyone else in your family to stop eating meat in front of you because you chose to go vegan or vegetarian, that's not cool. That's not cool. It's not. It's not. You're being selfish in that case, and I know you're going to say, oh, it's not selfish. I'm being selfless because I want to protect the animals. It's not really what we're talking about here. You don't get to dictate your family's dietary stuff any more than they should get to dictate yours in this case. You can try and explain to them why you want them to be vegan, why you think that's the moral choice or the healthy choice or whatever, but you can't say, I'm making a choice to be vegan, therefore you need to be vegan in front of me. Imagine if I came out as trans and then I was like, alright, now no one gets to be cis around me because I don't like that shit. That's not how anything works. In fairness, again, the comparison is weird because comparing, like, the choice of being vegan for moral reasons to just being gay or trans or bi or pan or whatever, it's a really bad equivalence. It's a false equivalence, but you started it, so that's where I'm going with it.
That hurts their feelings. It's very hard. It's triggering. Don't offer them a milkshake when it's made from cow's milk. Make them a delicious oat milk shake or a milkshake with soy milk, right? So that goes for everybody. It could be kids that are vegan phobic too. Sometimes parents become vegan before their kids, and it's your job in that case to be kind to your parents. You know, say, hey, way to go, Mom.
Hey, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, for the raid. Everyone go check out Real Jeff Holiday here in chat. Could a mod or someone throw some links up? I'd appreciate it. Welcome, raiders. We are looking at That Vegan Teacher today. A vegan YouTuber, previously a TikToker who got banned for reasons that may or may not include racial slurs and homophobia. So welcome. I'm Hannah. I am a trans leftist streamer. I look at all sorts of interesting internet people, conspiracy theorists, weird right-wing chuds, sovereign citizens, and in this case, That Vegan Teacher. So welcome. Jade Skywalker 85, thank you for subscribing for 9 months, says OMG Vegan Teacher. Yeah, there's the link in the chat for Real Jeff Holiday's channel. Thanks again, Jeff. I hope your stream went well. Oh, I wanted to say for the raiders, too, I'm not anti-vegan or anything. My girlfriend's vegan. Like, that's great. I just think this lady's shitty. So we're talking about her.
Mom and Dad, you guys are gonna be vegan? That's so cool. Hey, let's go shopping together. I'm curious. Maybe I could be vegan too. That should be your response. Now, I maintain that people are all born vegan.
That doesn't make sense. No, they're not. Human beings are not born vegan. Human beings are omnivorous. Look, if I know people in chat are saying that babies typically, or at least traditionally, breastfeed, right? And that's true. A vegan would consider that vegan for the reason that it's consent, right? Consent is the big word here, as it is for a lot of issues, sure. So they would consider that vegan. But to say that a baby is a vegan because they're only breastfeeding is ridiculous. It's just not the case. They're just a baby. They're not eating food yet. They're just getting fed from their mother. It's a different thing altogether. Felix Night Owl says, Hannah, I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan. Can you say this quote for me? What is that even from? I'll try it. Is this a Jim Carrey impression I'm supposed to do? If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. Is that my Jim Carrey? Is that fine? I don't remember what that's from.
Everybody is born caring about animals and wanting to be kind to them. Nobody really wants to hurt animals. So all you have to do is return to your roots. And your roots are that you want to protect them and you want to be kind to them at all times. Don't want to come at them with a knife. It's our nature. It's in our nature to want to protect them, to pet them, and to be friends with them. Right, Bella? She's getting hot now, you see. So anyway, I wanted just to talk to you today about these subjects, about vegan phobia, racism, and homophobia, and to encourage you to be kind all the time. If you want help, go to howdoigovegan.com. It's a great place. And subscribe to this channel. Press the notification button.
Jesus Christ, lady. Alright, what's a different thing? What's a John Sackers one?
Hello, my friends. Lately, people have been asking me, hey John, do you have a lover? I do, and I thought it would be fun to introduce you to my lover in a video. I do not mind jerking off John. He does a lot of activism for the animals.
Red Royals 89, thank you for following. I understand if you immediately want to retract that follow, but thank you nonetheless.
I do not mind wrapping my fingers around John's dick. He is a vegan superhero, he'd never hurt a chick. After John does activism for the animals, he likes it when I play with his genitals.
74 Quinn 74 says, do you carry our baby because you're the woman, or do I because of my man uterus? Whichever you'd prefer.
To get John's penis erect, it doesn't take long at all, because his arteries are not clogged up with cholesterol. I do not mind jerking off John. He does a lot of activism, jerking off the animals. I do not mind wrapping my fingers around John's dick. He is a vegan superhero, he'd never hurt a chick. John is compassionate.
Griffin Doggo, thanks for following.
But he doesn't go on many dates because he is quite shy. When John gets horny, I'm the one who makes love with him. I'm so used to his wrinkly balls, I don't even have to make the lights go dim. I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind jerking off John the vegan superhero. I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind jerking off John the vegan superhero.
Imagine you're gonna go on like a Tinder date or something, and you look the guy up, and this video pops up.
I'm happy to run my fingers through John's pubic hair.
Does he stroke his own pubic hair when he masturbates?
As long as he is kind to animals everywhere, I'm happy to help make John's crotch feel good. As long as he's...
The little bit of facial hair, maybe it's less visible to you guys, but there was clear facial hair on the hand around the lips, and it makes it so much worse.
Spreads the vegan word all around the neighborhood. I do not mind jerking off John. He does a lot of activism for the animals. I do not mind wrapping my fingers around John's dick. He is a vegan superhero, he'd never hurt a chick. I do not mind jerking off John. He does a lot of activism.
Okay.
For the animals, I do not mind wrapping my fingers around John's dick. He is a vegan superhero, he'd never hurt a chick. I do not mind jerking off John. I do not mind jerking off John. Thank you very much for being my lover. Go vegan, everybody.
When you became vegan, did your hand grow a mouth? It could be closed. Okay.
I don't understand what I just watched. And why I was forced to watch it.
Because we're in this together, okay?
This is not what I signed up for.
Hey, I'm just saying. Tyron says, always great when a lover says they don't mind engaging in sexual activities. Nikotsume says, pronounced Nico, sorry, Nico Sume, maybe I do want to go vegan.
If you gain weight from too much chow, I will never call you a cow.
You're abandoning me in my time of need?
Don't use cow as an insult.
If you eat every single fig, I will never call you a pig. I respect you and pigs.
Don't use pig as an insult. Respect every animal. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for anyone. Respect every animal. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for anyone.
If you avoid thoughts that are deep, I will never call you a sheep. I respect you and sheep.
Don't use sheep as an insult.
If you get scared and your pulse quickens, I will never call you a chicken. I respect you and chickens.
Don't use chicken as an insult. Respect every animal.
Felix
Don't be
Night Owl
speciesist.
says,
never use the name of an animal.
is talking with your hand the way he did considered sign language? Is it considered oral if he sucks himself off with the hand mouth? That's the question I have. Vegan gains. This is someone that people told me to avoid. Why am I supposed to avoid vegan gains? You'll see. Is there a specific video I should watch? pussy. What? Do I need to pick any YouTube videos, or do I need to what? What's this? Got dog meat? Watch meat eaters react at steakhouse. A group of asshole vegans went to a steakhouse and ruined everyone's night by chanting about animal cruelty. Watch how everyone reacted. He threatens people who cover him. Gotcha.
So, I'm just wondering, I don't see any dog meat here. That's the latest thing. I thought this was
Is
like
she
a
what? She's gonna pretend she wants
restaurant,
dog
yet I don't
meat?
see any dog meat here. It's steak, but steak is made out of cows. Dogs here. No. So I'm wondering why.
Where's the part where they... Oh, here comes the annoying part.
Everyone here, please listen. We want your attention for just one moment. We have a challenge for you today. We just asked the hostess if there was any dog meat here. And she said, no, there wasn't. How could anyone kill a dog? We love animals. We all love animals. We love Cecil the lion.
If it makes you feel better, I also hate a lot of the skeptic community. And I was a part of that, so... Still kind of am. I don't know.
You're talking about Sargon, aren't you?
What?
You're talking about Sargon, aren't you?
Yeah, Sargon's trash.
I just can't think of any other shutting people from skeptic.
Oh, they exist.
I'm sure they exist, I just never saw them.
And we were...
That's good.
I watched you and Jake.
Yeah. Well, that was obviously the correct choice.
So outraged when he was hunted down. We love our dogs, and we got angry when we heard of Timmy, a dog that died in a hot car in a parking lot. And for those of us who have met a chicken called Little Mercy, who was rescued from a Toronto
Dinner and a
slaughterhouse,
show.
now lying in a sanctuary, we know her as a sentient being with a unique...
I wouldn't even be mad about this. I'm the kind of person, I guess you can probably guess based on the fact of the things that I cover on this stream, I love a good shit show. So I'd be like, heck yeah, eating my meal and watching the drama unfold.
Personality, who loves corn, watermelon, and hugs. The millions of other animals receive nothing. They do not receive love. They are here for your exploitation.
It's a restaurant that serves meat.
They are all,
Yep.
they are all killed. We need to save their lives.
Okay, come on.
We need to
Let's
save
go.
their lives.
They're fighting.
Jesus Christ. Oh, he doesn't have a lot of videos, does he? Did he delete a ton of his videos?
So. Or it's a new channel.
I mean, 5 years, there's videos from 5 years ago on here. He must have just deleted a ton of his stuff or something.
Hi everyone, so today I just wanted to tell you about something.
Felix Night Owl says that vegan teacher is seriously ignoring major predators on the food chain like lions, sharks, wolves, bears, etc. Also, what do vegans think about eating insects? Are they also against insects? I would imagine so. Insects are animals.
That happened recently. I'm probably not going to die, it's not that serious, but I did pick up a little bit of a bad infection. Jasmine got it first, and then she gave it to me. I got a chest infection, and it hurts. Basically, if I do anything strenuous, I feel a really, really sharp stabbing pain in my chest, and I have to stop, and I'm having issues with shortness of breath.
Vegan Gain still being on the site. Oh yeah, he deleted stuff or he'd be gone. He would whip out a knife and threaten to skin critics. Vegan Gain's deleted videos. See if anyone archived anything. It's about his grandfather's death.
Why didn't you respond to Bobby Perspective's latest video I made about you? Maybe because I didn't see it and I don't give a shit about him? Why do you even have to fucking ask that question? Do I have to respond to every single fucking video somebody makes about me?
Sure, can you calm down? Why?
Yeah. I'm just pissed off.
Wow.
No.
Anger issues, mutt.
I warned you.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, this is such a mess here, Jesus.
Well, that's not him. This appears to be maybe a video. This appears to be maybe a video. Good commentary.
Repsion's a little
Top 10 vegan gains, death threats, and violent outbursts. Mike Max. VIP. Thank you.
fucking bitch.
One Chubba Hubba says he calmed down a lot since he married Jasmine. I guess that's good.
If I had the opportunity, I'd kill him. Slit his fucking throat with this knife.
What? Why? Why? What?
Really like to use this knife on him. Like, he really does deserve to die. Like, he's such a smug little bitch. I'd love to just slide a knife right across his throat and just watch him, like, just look all scared when, you know, he's just dying.
That's the important, pertinent part. So what's your reaction, vegan gains, and make it angry?
Oh my god, it's TJ.
Sounds like he's
No, angrier. Angrier. You gotta be like, "Rrr." Okay, there you
Sounds
go.
like
Whining
that
like a bitch.
Fuck is trying to
Morok says, yikes, my dude. I know.
just run away with
There you go. There you go. No, but seriously, what is your opinion?
Well, so it's a great opportunity to meet me, and don't be shy. I say hi and talk to everyone.
Hey, vegan gains, vegan gains.
Told you to fuck off! So it's a good opportunity to try and kill me, so if you think you have the fucking guts, come to the fucking Toronto Veg Fest! I don't know how I could possibly be labeled as a fucking hypocrite. I never said I liked people. I hate people. Some people say they hate people, but I really, really hate people.
Nico Sume98 says, please?
And I'll be dead fucking serious. I'm a sadist. I enjoy hurting people. When I just beat the ever-living shit out of somebody, I get a warm, tingly feeling inside like I'm being loved. Why the fuck should I have any respect for people? There are some people that I really do love, and I think they're worth something, but the majority of the human race, I just have absolutely no respect for. So don't get on my bad side, make some
He's got Psy!
vegan gains, and be nice to animals or I'll kill you. So the only use I can see getting out of you is cutting your fucking skin off and turning you into my new fucking wallet! I fucking hate children. They literally make me sick. When I see babies in a commercial, I start to gag and almost throw up, and
Logarth says, Jesus, eat a burger and calm down. I think he's just trying to be controversial for views.
I have to look.
If I had to guess, at the point he was doing this, he's deleted these since, but...
Look away and mute it. And when I see...
I think he probably got a big reaction the first time he did the whole violent thing, like the first clip from this video. And then he decided to play it up because he probably liked the views and attention.
Babies in a stroller, especially when they're crying.
Bellstar, thanks for subscribing for 13 months, says, I'm gonna need this guy to enhance his calm.
I just want to put my foot through the fucking thing and step on it until it's nothing but blood and pulp on the fucking pavement! Easily intimidated, and nothing you can do to me is...
Okay, I've had enough of him. Let's see who we can rate. Okay, so everyone, tomorrow is my 1-year Twitch anniversary! So we're gonna play some Jackbox games and watch some other stuff. So it'll be fun. So make sure you're here tomorrow, okay? We're gonna celebrate my first year on Twitch as a partner and all that good stuff. So show up for that. It'll be good. What time? I'm going to try for 4, but if it doesn't happen by 4, it'll happen at 5. But I'm going to try for 4. But it just depends on when Jake and I are able to do our other thing we got to do tomorrow. So who will I raid? Eastern time. What's Demon Mama doing? What's... I don't know. There's a decent... I could raid Hassan. He certainly needs the viewers. He only has 31,000. Jesus Christ. Oh, I like Frederick Knutson. He does the down the rabbit hole stuff.
Don't get me wrong here, though. This isn't a jealousy thing. I'm very secure in my relationship. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Yeah, you sure sound like
All
it.
right. Have a good night, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll see, hopefully all of you, or at least as many as can come tomorrow to the 1-year Twitch anniversary thing. You've had a bad transphobic experience in his chat.
She's not sneaking out in the middle of the night to go have kinky sex with some famous artist. And I do respect
Okay,
her
I'll
talent
raid
as
someone
an
else real
artist
quick.
and
Hold
an
on.
artist's creative freedom to draw whatever they
We
want.
can
That's
do...
cool. What bothers me is that in all these birthday images you've been getting, Twilight is always depicted as if she...
Okay, how about Demon Mama?
So it's funny watching a left cheer for corporations to be able to pick and choose what political ideology gets to be.
Alright, let's try this again.
I mean, are we in the open segment now? Hey, remember that was... So what gonna do whatever they have to do to get total power. Wait.
Alright, let's try this now. Everyone have a good evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Chat's valid. Night, everyone.
That is true, yes. Jade Monkey, we covered it on stream the other day. Yeah, I don't know. It's really... all right, okay.